aerobag, shot it in bullseye.
Yeah.
Like 20 yards out. It's like, what are you doing?
What are we talking about?
Like, what are you doing?
I don't like. She deserves a gold medal. The Olympics need to look at her like, yeah, you got to send her something.
It's crazy. Like, did you just start as a gymnast? Are you an archer? Like, why did you put it?
Why so many different skills?
Who told you to put the bow on your feet? You know, this is a weird world. Microphone chicken check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, we might be good now.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Bet.
Alright, so what the fuck is going on? So what I was saying was that I feel completely different doing it in here. It's very, very different. It's so weird how it's literally just a different room with paintings on the walls and these fucking things. But it feels.
I know what it is.
I was talking to May about it on the last one. Oh, by the way, I got to correct because I was on there shouting that was episode 169. It is not. This is 169. That was 168.
We can.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just telling her that just making the space, like you and Keon were talking about, like making the space. The thing is, and as I was telling her, I just don't. It's just this room for me. It's only this room, though.
I'm telling you, when I saw it, I was like, he's gonna go crazy with that room. Like not crazy as most people.
Yeah,
but like crazy in an Earl way that you didn't think you would go because you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, I can make that like my talk station.
Yeah, and
I can curate that to just unleash what my mind needs in this talk box.
That's the best way to
put it. Yeah, I seen it and I was like, bro, I know you're just gonna buy random stuff that you didn't even think of, and you're just gonna be like, damn, no, I could use that in there.
2 mini fridges.
Like you would have never. But I also you would have never guessed that.
But I'm also not. There was nothing else that was everything else are paintings that were done by. Yeah. You have Emily I used to work with that was on the pod, the person that was the HR person.
Yep.
Valerie, Jessica.
Was that Pink
me.
Sip?
That was a Sip and Paint. Yeah.
Paint, yep.
Yeah, Sip and Paint. Alexis, my little sister. Alexis, my little sister.
That's
like
fire for sure.
Butts. Yeah, butts. Yeah. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. I can see it. And this is just the second pod here.
Oh,
imagine like the
so much
50th pod in here. This shit gonna be looking crazy.
It just feels so much better to do it here because it was made for this. I don't have to worry about people walking through mid pod and
I think you're gonna have a lot more episodes too.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
going
going
you just
to.
had to set it up, and I was like, he's gonna go crazy. He's gonna be going crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like I already knew it. Bro, I put one peek, and I was like, he's gonna go crazy.
These episodes about to drop.
Yeah,
they're about to come out for sure. Because I'm right here.
See what I'm saying?
I'm right here.
Being so close to work is crazy. It's so crazy because it's something that it just sounds good.
Yeah.
Until you get into that little rhythm and you're like, dog.
I've seen other people have offices in their house. And I'm like, that's nice. Like, that is nice.
You start realizing how much more time you get.
Yeah. Because you just get to go upstairs or downstairs or wherever your fucking space is.
Crazy.
But then I've also seen, like, my dad has a space, but his space looks like shit. Like there's just pay. I mean, for him, he can navigate.
He knows what it is.
He can navigate it.
Yeah.
It's just like when your room is dirty, you know exactly where it's just like,
object.
Damn, I need $1.25 because I'm about to hit this toll road. I know that there's 25 cents underneath that sock in the left corner underneath. Like you know where shit is in your room.
Object permanence.
What?
I think that's what it's called.
Object permanence.
Yeah. It's like you have almost like a physical. Like it's almost like an object becomes like a extension of you, so you know where it's at, even though you haven't seen it. You're just like, I know it's there.
I know exactly. Yeah, I do that.
I know exactly. I know I put it there, and my mind kept it there. Unless somebody touched it, I know exactly with it. I know in my mind that shit is permanently right there.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what that's why you can do the little to babies because they don't really have that yet.
Was that peekaboo?
Yeah, they think that like shit disappears when you don't see it.
Right.
When the parents leave, they're kind of like distraught and
That's so fucking crazy. Putting your hands behind your head behind your face, and now you're
gone.
You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this place is fucking awesome, and I definitely feel different in here.
Good.
Yeah, I definitely feel different here. It's dope. One thing I definitely need to talk to you about. What the fuck is so? there's a lot of information out there, and sometimes you are definitely one of the people that send me a lot of it. I can't get into all of it.
I know.
I enjoy sometimes. It's sort of like when like a movie comes out and people are telling me I got to see a movie, and I'm not on Twitter or any of that shit, so I don't see the reviews. I don't see spoilers. I don't see anything.
You don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
It's great.
And a lot of times I also will not go watch a trailer, and I'll just go sit down and watch the fucking movie.
That's good.
And you just pop in. So a lot of the times I'll get what looks like maybe like a thumbnail from you guys. It's not a trailer per se, but it's just like a thumbnail, because I'll see a picture of something you guys send and maybe some small little captions. It was just like, oh, these niggas out here tripping again or something like that. But I don't know the story. So then I sit down to see the movie, and that would be sitting down at this podcast right now. So now it's great for me, because I get to look at you and ask you a couple fucking questions about what's going on.
It's so, only some shit that would happen to me, though.
So the first one that I have to ask you about is what's going on in the NBA.
So I don't know which listeners were paying attention, but yeah, I guess
fuck it. It doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna run the story exactly how it happened from my point of view.
Okay.
So as we know, as I told you, I had been using this software that I purchased. To just follow and find patterns in NBA games and sports in general.
Yeah.
Because, I love patterns. I love finding shit that's fucking, it's like my crossword puzzle.
For sure. Yeah,
I just love finding patterns.
Yeah, especially like knowing that it's going over most people's heads. Yeah, and like you're looking deeper into the matrix.
I'm playing with numbers. I'm like, oh, this happens a lot when this team comes off of this kind of a win, or
that's crazy.
The total normally does this. It's like because a lot of money's going this way. It's just fun to play with numbers for me.
Yeah,
right.
But not. Yeah, I mean it's
systems. I'm talking about sports systems and sports betting systems.
Right.
People don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but even those numbers like come from the way that the players feel, or what they're going through, and like you can start to make real. Like predictions based off of the things that are going on in their lives, not just
you really can.
Yeah,
like I know that if a team's been on the road for a lot of games, it's not it's not far fetched that they're going to be a little tired on the fifth road game. So you probably want to take the home team in that one,
or at least take that into consideration.
Right.
When
so I can build a system around that theory. That's where I'll start with like a theory, like if these two teams have the total for their games, the past 3 games has gone under by like 4 or 5 points, barely under, then people are probably looking at, these two teams been going under, but it's only been by a few points. So that means that their next game, once all the public is pushing that line towards the under, it's probably too low. So I'm going to look at the over. That's like a theory that I'll start with, and then I'll build specific numbers to find that pattern. And I'm really good at finding like those patterns.
Okay.
All right. And then like once I build the system does its magic, and it'll just alert me when there's a play. When that situation's come up, it'll alert me.
Yeah.
So okay, this has happened. Hey, check out the over for tonight. And then boom, it hits. And it's like, dang, it's like fun, right? It's like Mikey. It's like Mikey crossword puzzles. Like it's fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love just looking at numbers and shit, right? So in sports theories. Now you know me, I'm also like a part-time kind of conspiracy theorist. I love like juicy little like theories.
Yes.
So I started thinking I was like, how does the NBA schedule like playoff game referee assignments? And I was asking myself like,
nigga, why?
Right. I'm gonna show you where I started. It's gonna make so much sense.
Okay.
I'm like, why? Like every morning at 9 a.m. during the season, the NBA will announce the referees for the night. So I'm like, okay, I feel like it should just be scheduled as the season's scheduled. Why do they wait till 9 a.m. to schedule it? So it's like it's not scheduled way beforehand. They're doing it pretty shorthanded. I'm like, why would the NBA do that? It's just referees, right?
Yeah.
Why would it matter which referees are refereeing which games? It should just be laid out way beforehand. So I'm like, sketchy, right?
For sure. Questionable.
Right? Questionable. So then I started looking at like the past playoffs from like last year, playoffs before. How many refs were reffing how many playoff games? And I was finding that there's a small group that referees a majority of playoff games. And it's at first you're thinking, okay, it's probably because they're the better refs, you know. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fair. They're probably the veteran refs. That's fair. So if they refed a lot of games, then like it should just be like a very randomized set of events that happens with these refs because they've refed a very large sample. But I was finding strange things like, oh, with these refs, games go under. And with these refs,
get the fuck out of here.
Games go over. And then with these refs, when the home team's the underdog, the game's going. It was like the same thing. It was like 70% of the time, 80% of the time. I'm like, this is strange. So I started testing this theory out at the end of the regular season, and it was hitting crazy. It was really working. And I was like, this is crazy. And then I thought about, do you know who Tim Donaghy is?
No.
Short story, Tim Donaghy was a referee who got in trouble because they thought that he was kind of betting on games. He was involved with sports betting. Yeah. And that he was tipping, what he was doing, he was tipping people off about how a game was going to go. This is his words. He sat down and he said that they're brought in a meeting, either like before the game in the morning, and there's relationships between referees and team owners, referees in the league, referees and players. And they kind of told him like, hey, tonight we need to look at this guy likes to foul this, or this guy he carries this. So we need to call the game this kind of way. So he kind of knew if a team was going to be in an advantage or disadvantage. So he would call his guys up and be like, hey, you should probably take so-and-so tonight because it's looking like because we're probably going to be calling a lot of fouls on this team, or, you know, shit like that, right? And I'm thinking, okay, my first thought is if he's lying, then I shouldn't find any kind of patterns with any kind of referees ever. But if he's telling the truth, I could probably find some patterns. And I started finding patterns. I was like, this is weird. This is strange. But I didn't say anything. I didn't tweet it. I would text it to like the homies throughout the end of the regular season and through the start of the playoffs. But then I started feeling like, nah, bro, like, I feel like I kind of want to start telling people. Right. So what I was doing was, as the playoffs were going, I was looking at the referee assignments. I was finding like things that I thought were fishy, that I felt confident, like this is kind of fishy, let me tweet it. Like, oh, hey guys, with these two referees over the past two seasons, this team is 13-1, while this team is like 4-13. Like, probably take this team tonight and they would win. Big accounts started noticing like, yo, he's calling this shit. What the fuck is going on here? And they were like, it's kind of fishy during the playoffs, right? So as this big account had retweeted me, his name's Incarcerated Bob. He's a big sports guy. One night somebody had hopped into like my mentions as in they replied to tweets that people were tweeting. Right. And that's because I had talked about a referee for a Celtics game. I forget which ref it was, but it was, let's say his name is John Moak. I don't know. Talking about John. This guy hops in and he's talking about a different ref named, I'm gonna call him Mark. Okay. For this podcast. Okay. If you want to find out who he is, hit me up. I don't want to ruin this man's life anymore. All right.
Oh, all right. My God.
So it's fucking Eric Lewis. I mean, everybody saw the story. All right. Anyways. So yeah, whoever didn't see the story, okay, here we go. So he hops in and he's defending Eric Lewis, and he keeps talking about how like, man, Eric was doing this. But I even told him in the tweet, I was like, bro, I'm not talking about Eric. I'm talking about this guy. But Eric's just an example. And I pulled up his stats for the Celtics. And I said it was fishy. Over the past, since 2020, this is going to get important now because I want to see your brain see this. Since 2020, the Celtics were like 54 and like 29 with him as a ref. No. All time. 54 and 29. It's like 65% winning rate. At that same time, they're at like a 59% winning rate. So they're winning more games while he refs. Which, to his credit, he said, you don't know which games he refed. He could be refing games where they're highly favored. Mm-hmm. I gave him that. I was like, you're right. Like, you're right. That could be true.
Okay.
And then I was like, let me look at all the numbers then. So I took 2020 and drew a line and I went forward and backwards. And this is important why. Because before 2020, the Celtics were like 31 and 25. Like 55% win record with him. After 2020, they're like 23 and 4. It's like they just always win with him. Meanwhile, no matter which range you look, they're always right around 60%. So it's like, why do his games all of a sudden started getting like the Celtics started really striking with him as a ref? And so, all right. So that was like a light bulb for me. Like, that's weird. anyway, so I'm going back and forth to this account. And I start thinking, like, why is this motherfucker keep talking about Eric Lewis? So I click the account, no picture. Like, okay. He has no tweets. He only has replies. So when you go to his page, this person hasn't tweeted. It's no tweets. But you click replies. He's replied to people. Every reply is in defense of Eric Lewis since like January. I'm like, all right. My first thought is this is definitely a burner account. Whoever's running this account is probably an NBA referee. I don't think it's Eric Lewis at this point. I think it's somebody else. So I look at the followers and who he's following. He has no follower, but he's following like 5 accounts. It's NBA, the NBA referees account, the account that announces who the refs are, and like George Mason women's basketball. So I'm like, dog, what is going on here? So what the fuck is going on here? So I'm like, who the fuck? This is clearly somebody's burner account. Like, what is going on? I start looking up links. Oh, the name of the account was Cutliff Blair.
Oh, okay.
Cutliff Blair.
Okay.
There's a ref in the NBA. His name is Blair. Curtis Blair. Mm-hmm. That's who I thought it was because they've ref together, and I thought it was him. So I'm looking up links between Curtis Blair and George Mason basketball. I'm not finding anything. Women's basketball at that. I'm not finding anything. I was like, this can't be no Eric Lewis. I searched Eric Lewis. His wife, her name is Vanessa Blair Lewis. She's the head coach at George Mason women's basketball. That's exactly what I did. I put my head down and I was like, nah, dog. It's like 11:30 at night. I'm like, nah. I'm like,
this is getting fucking crazy. I thought it was crazy like 15 minutes ago.
It's getting crazy. I'm like, wait, George Mason. I'm like, okay. I'm scrolling through the account. I'm going all the way back on his account. This is where it gets even funnier. He was putting up tweets and tweeting at Bethune-Cookman women's basketball, but she was a coach before. He's asking him, yo, where's the stream link? Where's this? Like, because he wants to watch the stream. I look at all his early tweets from like 2018. He's liking tweets of himself, like of accounts talking about Eric Lewis. He didn't start defending himself until about January of this year because there was a big game in which there was a no call. It was the Lakers versus Celtics. And at the very end of the game, he was the ref that missed a call on LeBron. And that's when all this stuff blew up about him because they put pictures up of his family in Celtics jerseys. So people started thinking that he was like a Celtics lover, right?
Oh, no.
So see, look.
This shit is too deep.
See, I didn't even know this was the same ref at this point. I just knew that, something was fishy between him and the Celtics. Then I was like, wait, that was him on the no call. And I was like, oh, that's when he hopped online and started defending himself with this account that he had used as a personal account.
It's
at some point.
Terrible idea.
So, right. Man. So I'm trying to find any way to like benefit of the doubt. Can't be him.
Right.
But I mean,
because it's too crazy.
Yeah, it's too crazy. I'm like, wait, the account history is too far back. Nobody's setting up a fake referee account in 2018. Then I went to Instagram. I looked up the same name. There was one account.
I'm so sorry. It's just so funny the fact that at this point in time, it's almost midnight.
Yes.
And
his whole time, he's still tweeting me. He's still replying to me. He has no idea that he has no idea, Earl. He has no idea that I'm like, dog, I have this information that's getting ready to crack open the NBA. So I hop on Instagram. I find that one account, Cutliff Blair, but the username was E. Lewis MK.
Oh my god! But why,
bro? He's like 50. He's like 60, bro. He's burner. Like, bro, he's. And he made the account in like 2018, so it wasn't. He probably was gonna make like his own account, and just didn't use it.
Oh, he would have just never known.
Yeah. So look. So I go to Instagram. I click forget password. I type in the username, and it says, "Oh, email has been sent to E. ********, like, and then K at AOL.com. E. Lewis MK at AOL.com. Yeah. I'm like, and the only nigga using an AOL account in 2023 is above the age of 45. All right. All right. So That was like,
dude, can I tell you in real time how much of a fan of your mind I am? Like, I love the way that you, you look at things. I love it so much. Like, the world needs you. Like, the world needs you around.
Yeah. So I'm at home. I'm texting like Mo and RJ. I'm laughing. I'm like, dog, I think Eric Lewis is tweeting me right now. And they're laughing. They're like, bro, keep it going. I threw him a little tweet. I was like, I don't think that Eric Lewis is a bad ref. I said, I'm just finding things that are a little funny. I was kind of trying to give him a softball to maybe like pick up like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
I peeped at you.
Right.
I wasn't going to just expose him right then. Yeah. I wasn't going to just drop that out there. I did type up a long thread. I was going to drop it eventually. But then I started thinking like, man, I don't, it's not for me. I don't want to put this out here on mine. I'll let somebody else do it. So I got in contact with this sports podcast, Jenkins and Jones. And I gave them the info, let them go ahead and run it, let them put it out there. And they did. And I don't think that they realized like what was going to happen when they did it. Because I'm not sure if they had put together which ref that was. They put it out there, then another count ran with it. And then once that, it just crept its way up. People were like, wait, that's the ref from boom, boom. Oh, but then he super fucked up. As the news is breaking that he has like a possible burner account, he makes the one move you don't make when you make a burner account, and the accusation is hit. He deleted the account mid-accusation. If it's not you, what are you doing? So then that's when everybody was like, hey, but then he came back at nighttime. And you probably didn't even see the tweet, did you? I'm gonna let you read the shit.
Look. See, some people just have too much time on it.
I was like, he tweeted the wrong, like it was just the wrong guy.
He didn't realize
this is what he tweeted.
Who was out there? They're just people with time on their hands.
What he tweeted.
Pablo, this is Mark Lewis.
This is Mark.
Wright family, older brother. I'm sorry that I put E in this situation, but this ain't Watergate. You're right, the account will be coming down. Twitter should not be this vindictive.
Your man's hopped online and was like, yeah, it's like if you were pretending to be Julian. This is Julian. Right? Family, older brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to inconvenience you. Oh,
yeah.
So he tried. He tried to clean
this is Mark. This is nigga was at home like, this is Mark. All caps.
Damn.
Yeah. So
damn, yeah, he definitely fucked up. He's just an old guy using. He doesn't know.
Yeah, but listen.
But again, every criminal or everybody out there, like they're just not. They're not masterminds.
Yeah. But look, honestly though, on the account, all he was doing with his account was either defending himself, like I'm not throwing games, I'm not rigging games, or that was a good call. He was explaining his calls, defending himself, or he was like liking Georgia Mason women's basketball shit. So he was just holding it down for him and the family.
Yeah,
solid nigga. Solid. He was. You know what I'm saying?
He was just a little
real loose.
Yeah, he was just
so loose with the burner.
He was just a little too loose.
But then we dropped the 2020 thing, which got fishy to me. If she is the head coach at George Mason women's basketball, it means they probably live in Northern Virginia, and Virginia legalized sports betting in 2020. I don't know. This shit got weird out of 2020.
Virginia did legalize. That's very, very true. Because I had some people hitting me up like, hey, can you place this bet for me? Because I can't do it where I'm at.
And he's not the only ref. There's a lot of refs with a lot of different scenarios that started getting weird after 2020.
But I think you and I had spoken about this. Like, how weird must sports be? People would not want to know that they're watching like WWE.
Well, listen, I don't
the NBA version, but it can't. But it also
I don't think
can't
it's the players.
But yeah, well,
I mean, the players bet and the players probably do that, but I don't
like
think
some slight stuff.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get 9 boards tonight.
Yeah, but they're playing. They're trying to win.
They're trying to win. The players are trying to win. But I definitely, I think it's super plausible that the NBA would purposely assign referees that they know call games a certain way.
Yeah.
to extend series extend the series,
of course.
You know, because it's no secret. Like they call Scott Foster, one of the refs, the extender, because like certain teams it's not even a secret anymore.
Oh man, that's so crazy. It's like no matter what you do, if you throw big money at it, niggas is going to try to get more. So it's like, how can we capitalize off of this league? Well, shit, let's extend the season. Let's get these niggas in here. Let's spice it up. Say, I was just having this conversation with Keon. I was like, bro, if I had fucking went on Big Brother, that TV show that I fucking auditioned for, like that would have been a very, very different path for me in life. But I'll tell you what wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have been one of them niggas on there that's fighting and causing all of that fucking ruckus on them shows. But I do know that producers talk behind the scenes, and they're like, "Hey, y'all, you know they set shit up. You know they spread lies.
They might just have one person who's not really a cast member in there to try to stir your ass up.
That's a fact.
And he's okay with getting punched in his face on TV,
just a little wild card
to make you look crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you were paying them, right? Yeah, of course. Nigga, there are stuntmen that go and fall downstairs all day long. So like, you can definitely throw somebody.
I'll have somebody in there to just try to piss Earl off. He's too reserved. We need Earl.
It's Hollywood.
We need Earl a little angry.
Right, yeah.
We need Earl a little bubbly.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? When we're here on interview 3,
spit on his shoes.
On interview 3, he told us that like this thing makes him upset, so use that. Yeah. But of course, you want to drive the fucking ratings, and it's TV. Like, it's just, I'm so stupid. Yeah. It's so funny how it takes someone like you to dive into the matrix of something. To unearth what the fuck is really going on. And then when it hits everyone else, we're like, oh, of course.
Right.
Like, but you have to do all the hard work to say it's a business. They're trying to make money.
Right.
Of course it fucking is.
And what's even crazier is the NBA had to come out and like, he's like one of their veteran refs. They didn't allow him to ref the finals. I saw reports that the NBA was like trying to make it like a hush, like don't talk about it investigation. Like they didn't want it out. Because, I mean, I was making it kind of known. I wanted people to see these numbers I was finding, but I have way more. I'm just going to wait.
I'm just
going to wait. I'm just going to wait and see what happens.
I got more files.
Yeah, I have so many. Oh, man, I have so many patterns and numbers. There's like a group of refs. I don't know if it's intentional. It could be a coincidence, but if it's a coincidence, it's probably one of the craziest coincidences in like human history.
You out here just doing investigative journalism.
Yeah, when I like, hilarious. It's fucked up because it's like puzzles, and I like puzzles and patterns.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why you're solving them.
You gonna throw me some patterns and puzzles with a conspiracy? Oh, nigga, I'm about to go crazy.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, so
that's very true. Oh, they just the wrong one.
Right,
they just came across the wrong person.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right. And I would have never thought of that shit. I was just like,
that was a wild fucking lead that you followed.
Yeah.
And as far as you followed it too.
It starts with a theory. I just wanted like a little bit of evidence. Oh, maybe refs are reffing games a certain way. If they are, let me see. And I would just like pick a game of the night and I'd look at that ref, what's happening in their past, or pick a team. What happens when the Knicks are underdogs at home? And I'm looking at refs. Oh, damn. 10-0? Like the Knicks are 10-0 as underdogs with him reffing? What?
I've had some conversations. Now, I've read some books and I've had some conversations on this. And I do think that it is a tough place for people to be in, because I think people often think that they would know what they would do if they were in a situation. But like when you get there, the shit's looking a little different when you're sitting up there.
Yes.
Now, there have been various places that have had sexual allegations, like sexual harassment allegations linked to some professor or some shit like that on campus. And often the universities try to like, often they try to just like get the shit shut down, like talk to the student or whatever and try to get them to settle down and not say anything. They try to get the professor clearly just, but I'm thinking from like the dean's perspective or whoever's at the top, right? I'm looking at their perspective and I'm thinking, as a human, if some shit comes back to you like, oh, the professor was watching porn and a fucking, student walked in and caught him, or they really did some even freakier shit than that and they actually tried something.
Oh yeah.
And that person's a veteran at their establishment, right? Just like these fucking refs. I'm just thinking, if I was sitting at my desk and someone came in and told me that shit,
slam the shit out of my desk.
The first thing is just like, fuck.
People already think we're
yeah, like why did you have to do this?
Right.
Like, because now I gotta figure out what decision am I gonna make? Like, do I just get the truth out there and be like, listen, man, this guy fucked up.
Listen,
this is what happened.
I had a conversation about this.
Or do you try to save the school's reputation and try to sweep it under the rug? Because, you know, if you tell the truth, it's like you're honest, but sometimes people don't really be respecting that honesty. And overall, they're just going to hear the story. This professor's a fucking creep. I'm not sending my child there. And then it affects your bottom line.
I had a conversation with a guy I worked with about this. He's big into sports. And I was like, he's one of their veteran refs. Like, let's say there is some weird shit going on with referees in the NBA. Of course, he knows about it. He's one of their veterans. They put him out there for the most important games. Do you fire him and risk him? Like, you know what? I'm about to go on a run. I'm about to get to talking.
I'm about to go on a press run.
Yeah, y'all gonna fire me, or do you? How do you shut down what's been happening? Like, it gets nasty.
I think you just have to start lawyering up. I think that's where you go from a business mindset. Like, as soon as it happens, you're just like, yo, get the lawyer on the phone.
Get the lawyers in here. What do we do?
And just like, let's start running through every scenario because it's already bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's too late.
I think
we need to get prepared for how bad it can get.
And what's even crazier is big accounts noticed this, that ESPN had tweeted out the story and then like 4 minutes later deleted it. And they were like, why did they delete the story? Like, it's just people were hearing that they were telling people like, yo, we can't really, don't blow this up. Like, keep this, don't talk about this. A lot of the big, they weren't touching it.
Like, we need as much time as possible.
Even LeBron tweeted about this shit. He was, LeBron was like, is this Eric Lewis shit true? Yeah, everybody started sending me that, and I was like, "Hey, bro, like, yeah."
That's so funny because I guess you're right. Like, the players, like, nigga, I'm LeBron. I got all the money in the world. Like, I'm not worried about like what is going on out here.
But what comes down to is he was the most controversial ref of the season because of that call, that thing that happened. Did you see maybe not? Did you see the clip of LeBron like having a tantrum this year?
Nah.
When he was like slapping the floor, he was like,
Nah.
He was looking crazy.
Nah, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
Nigga, I'm way out of there.
Earl.
I'm way out of there, bro.
Because I want you to kind of get a picture of like how big of a story that like it ended up being.
This is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a
nigga, the fact that you're in the middle of this fucking story is crazy. The fact that you're in the middle of a story about the National Basketball Association is insane.
Yeah.
All right, what's LeBron talking about? No, I didn't. You know, I don't see none of this.
You have Wi-Fi. Just type in LeBron tantrum on your iPad.
Yeah, I was about to say I legitimately don't.
I know that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of it, though.
Oh, I wonder if it's the iPad that I have close to it. I wonder if that's it.
No, I don't think it's on the mics.
Okay, you said just type in LeBron tantrum.
It'll probably pop up first.
LeBron tantrum. I was thinking about getting an Alexa to do all these things for me, but then I thought, wait a minute.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about?
Then I thought, wait a minute. Do I want to do that though?
See what I'm
LeBron throws a tantrum after a missed foul call.
That's it.
YouTube. I just want to see like literally just the small, like I don't want to see a bunch of like wild shit. Let me look at this. All right. Oh, so he didn't get the foul called on him when he drove and like 4 niggas collapsed on him in the paint. Oh, and it's 105. And he really needs that call.
Look, playing the Celtics.
Oh, wow.
See what I'm saying? And that was the ref.
January 29th, 2023.
That's when he got real active right after that.
That was definitely a foul.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, man. Oh, so then once this came out, people were like,
wait, that's the ref? That's like, him?
They started.
He has the burner? He's the one that's, and it went crazy.
Damn, that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, there's just so much shit going on out in this fucking world.
I liken it to like Congress. You know how people sit on Congress and they sit in certain committees?
Yeah.
And they're allowed to buy trade stocks and so are their families.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They just make decisions in that industry.
Yeah, that happens in like pharmaceuticals, right? Like, who was the person that got caught up with like the whole COVID thing? Like, as soon as COVID started happening, they were making the vaccinations like...
Man.
People...
Because, I saw one that they gave companies like permission to start producing semiconductors, but like before that decision was announced, if you looked like a month ahead of time, they had just loaded up on those company stocks, made millions before.
Yeah, this one isn't so. See, when I think about pharmaceuticals, that's clearly much worse than the fucking NBA.
Yeah, because
that's people are dying.
Yeah, like nigga.
People are dying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I was actually just listening to the JRE episode with Robert Kennedy Jr. that talks often about vaccines and stuff like that.
It's funny because
it's an interesting episode.
It's funny because like he's like almost like a running meme online.
Oh, I'm certain of it.
People are like, you ain't see what happened to the last Kennedy that got talking. Like, you ain't see what they did. Like, oh yeah, you.
I mean, he's talking.
Somebody was just like, oh yeah, that nigga out of
here. Some people you think about that, right? Like I've thought about that with Kanye. I've thought now if Kanye was
much too big though,
if he was much more, what do you mean too big?
Like they can't like. If they were if he
Martin Luther King wasn't big,
bro, that was like the 60s where life was like black and white.
That big, like Martin Luther King big, like ain't the same type of big.
And we learned it now.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You probably don't know.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
There's like a huge movement or story that like he didn't die when he got popped. He was at the hospital. And I mean, I haven't looked into a disclaimer. That's tough, but I know there's a lot of people that say that they came into his room and smothered him. Like he was still alive. Like he didn't die at the scene. Like he died at the hospital.
Yo.
You know, you remember he was being followed he was on their list.
Bro. Them coming in there and smothering you with a pillow in your Martin Luther King. Oh shit.
Well, Martin Luther King now wasn't like Martin Luther King then, remember? Because he wasn't like they wanted that nigga out of here. He wasn't Martin Luther King until he was way dead.
Oh,
at the time though, they did.
Yeah, like he was leading stuff, but he wasn't like that. But he was enough of that for them to want to kill him.
It had his phones tapped.
Oh man,
they were trying to break up his marriage. They were calling his wife, telling him he's having affairs and shit.
Wait, but that wasn't true though.
I think Martin was fucking. Yeah, Martin was fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, but you kind of let stuff like that go. Like, he's fucking, but civil rights movement. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta kind of take that as it comes. You gotta take the whole person. You gotta take the whole person. Like when there's something great that someone does and they offer that to the world, it's just like whatever he did that's bad, that was that person.
Right.
Like if you had extracted the bad, you don't know what it would have done to the good. Like you don't know what he would have been. You know what I mean?
You know how I be joking about Martin Luther King saying I was calling him like Martin Luther crying. Remember that?
Martin Luther who?
Martin Luther crying. Remember
Martin Luther crying?
Yeah, because I was like I was just joking about how he wanted like equal rights and shit.
So you out there crying about it? But
there's
so stupid. There's Martin Luther crying. He out there whining.
I want you there too. Like
I want to sit down too.
But no, it's funny because now there's like a serious movement online of people are like going on it and they're like, bruh. They were like, the civil rights movement was more about being accepted in white places than it was about
than the actual liberation.
Yeah, he's like, we already had our own stuff and they just wanted to be accepted in the white spaces. I was like, I mean, if you want to look at it that way.
Oh man.
But was our stuff that cool though? Was our stuff fucked up?
That's the thing, is like when people talk about being accepted in white spaces or by white people, it's like, I mean, they got the
good. Like it's not even about that.
Yeah, it's not necessarily them as much as it is like the thing, the opportunity.
They got the good shit. Like they holding it. Yeah. Okay, that's all it was. Like
that's weird. That's a weird way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's serious
about being accepted by the white man. Mm-hmm. It's crazy that's like just such a prevalent.
I mean, idea. You see it. You see, like now they got movements where they're trying to make like but like black only, like not even just like a space for it, but it's like they will exclude. Like you can't come. Like I remember they were like,
bro, that is illegal. By the way, you can't. I don't know if people know this. I actually just sat in like a 2-hour long meeting with a lawyer from the job I'm at because they wanted us to just know about a ton shit that we can't do. Yeah. Right. Things that will put there's a liability for the company. Like things that we can and cannot do.
Yeah.
You can't, and this was funny too because maybe maybe somebody needs to look at this. But there's definitely a place. Farmer Marie told me about it.
Yes.
I think she was going to a salon, or maybe it was like a fucking cookie shop. I don't know. There's some place in the Chantilly in Northern Virginia. I know that it's like only hiring women.
Oh, that's cool. I'm cool with that. That's fine.
Now why?
That's fine because niggas are weird. There's something going on that I was not exposed to, but like there was a thread about this. I think did we talk about this?
No.
Like
because I'm already confused.
There were people dropping where they worked at and why they hire women only. And when you were seeing some of the jobs, I was like, oh, niggas are weird. Get these niggas out, bro.
Okay,
I feel y'all.
Give me an example, because we're talking about something that was like a cupcake shop or something. I'm gonna say like
that's different.
Like it was just like a regular. That's what I'm saying. Give me an example of a place where they're gonna like
the morgue.
First of all, how many people work at morgue?
I don't know.
How many people like are?
But there was like a what do you call them? Not a mortuary. Mortuary. I was close. The morgue place. That was at the morgue place. The morgue place.
Yeah.
There was somebody that was like, yeah, we don't have women only now. And he was like, what was niggas in there doing?
Okay.
Niggas is sick.
All right.
Niggas sick.
Yeah, I gotta give you that one.
Would have never thought. I would have never thought.
Well, it's not that I would have never, because as soon as you say it, it's like, oh yeah. I've thought about people that take jobs like that. I just didn't do the, what is it called? What is it called when you like to have sex with dead people?
There's a word.
Yeah, there's definitely a word for it. Necrophilia.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Like I never thought about the necrophiliac aspect of it, but
I thought,
man, like why? Like, what sort of people want to do that?
I thought that was more prevalent in like movies and shit. I didn't know that I guess that there's a lot of humans and there's a small percentage of a large number.
And then if you're someone that grew up
like 1% of a billion,
like women never loved you, and it's sort of, you know what it is? It's just like this. Like weirdos that we've known that have worked at places like the Boys and Girls Club, and you know what I mean? That prowl around that bitch, lurking around, looking for young children to start fucking around with. Right? It's like you go to the places where you want them least. You know, like niggas got to start looking at daycares. They have to start looking at the Boys and Girls Club, like places like that. So if you think about it, where would be the best place
for a nigga to hide? At the morgue.
At the morgue, where no one is.
Yeah, no one.
It's just them and them.
It's just them and them.
So guess what's going on in there every night?
Gosh, freak bull.
That's insane. Just imagine, like, you found out that your mom or your dad that was in the morgue, like there was somebody in there stuffing his nuts in her mouth.
I would want this brain study. Like, there's got to be something different. Something.
I don't think we have what it takes to figure that out, because we're already doing those studies. Like, I don't think we know exactly what the thing is that makes people like that little bit off. Like everything else in their life,
probably not enough of them.
Yeah, that's
study of what's going on.
Oh man. Okay. Can you think of some other places where,
I mean, of course,
there were acceptable to just
there were like
hire
gyms. There were like certain gyms that were like women only gyms. Of course, there was daycares.
The women only gyms. I'm interested in that, because how are they flourishing? Are women loving to go there and not have men look at them at all? Really?
I would imagine.
You would? I wouldn't.
I mean,
off the top, I haven't thought about this at all, so I could be completely wrong. Yeah. Off the top of my head, enough women that just don't want men around.
The women who really want to just work out. If they found there was like a women's only gym probably in the city, like, who are really just about that workout shit, they'd probably go there.
And that also feel that bothered by men being around. It's not just workout, because you can just go work out at the gym.
Yeah. Because I mean, here's where I'm going with it. Like, we know the numbers of women who get harassed and assaulted high. So all it
just
takes,
in general,
so if it just takes one incident for you to be like, yo, I'm not fucking around. I don't want to go to the gym like around me no more. If it just takes one incident, there'll be a lot of women that would fuck with that.
Oh my gosh.
Remember, we said I would have a women's only section.
No, that's a thing at certain places. I know that.
So then you can start to catch who keep walking by the section too many times. Hey, that's you. Like, the dumbbells are not over here. You've been over here for 15 minutes, bro.
You see this big ass sign that says women's section.
You keep walking past here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, walk your ass on back over there, workout.
Damn. You'll be able to, Why are people, and now let's get on to this thing. This guy, this rapper Osiris, he's a rapper singer. Is that what his name is?
Yeah, YK Osiris.
YK Osiris?
Yeah.
Does he like jeans or something? Isn't that the fucking YK is on like zipper belts?
I don't know what his YK stands for. I'm not gonna lie,
but I'm pretty certain that's where you see, or it's YK or KY. Like those two letters are on or
KY. KY pants would come with a little.
Those are definitely on zippers.
Are they?
I've definitely seen those letters on zippers my whole life. I don't know why they're there, but either way, okay. So Osiris, What was he at an NBA function? What's going on with NBA?
It was like a celebrity basketball game.
It was a celebrity basketball game, and he's there.
Yeah,
and he's clearly. It looks like he's on a bet, like a dare. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah,
like someone dared him, or he like bet someone that he would do something.
Yeah, like he walked up and did it
because he's kind of like looking around.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean, to see like who's like he's trying to make eye contact with someone.
Watch me do this,
and he's giving who a shoulder rub. What's her name? Suki.
I don't know how to pronounce the whole thing.
Well, it don't matter, but it starts with Suki, and she's also a singer.
She's like a rapper, a female rapper who's very
promiscuous or sounds to be such in her rhymes and shit.
And now there's like discourse
like a Meg Thee Stallion type of,
but just way like a little bit farther.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right, so when I'm talking about like a Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion WAP type of song, I don't know what they do as a whole, but like as that type of song, like they do that, like wet ass pussy, but all the time,
like times 3.
God,
a little bit more.
What the hell is she? I need to look up some of her music.
That's why people felt comfortable. That's why he probably felt comfortable doing that.
I don't care.
Right. Exactly. That's the point.
How dirty someone's talking.
Yes.
It would never dawn on me that I now have access to touch them.
Right.
Talk to them about what they do intimately. I don't care if you put it on a song.
Of course.
I would talk to you if we're talking about your art, I would talk to you about the song, and then so it would end up being in conversation. But I would never just feel like
I'm gonna walk up and kiss you right in the fucking mouth. What?
That is high level, as I said before, sexual harassment. And this was at a celebrity-based basketball game.
Right.
In front of Lil Duval and a bunch of other people. And no one, I guess everyone was so shocked no one thought to really do anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't like arrested at the game, right? Like nothing, no one beat him up, no one straightened him out.
Nope.
He just kept on walking.
Yep. Laughing and shit. Like it's...
Bro, wait, I'll tell you what. Because I'm not always with the whole patriarchy, what men are holding women down type of shit. Because I don't really believe in that just as a rule. But what I will say is this is exactly what the fuck people be talking about.
Yes,
when they speak that shit.
Yeah.
Like, how could this happen? And 20 years, not even 20 years from now, we can say 5 years, but definitely 20 years from now, people are going to look at that video and it's going to look like one of those prehistoric. Where it's like,
like what the fuck?
What were they? What are we talking about?
But also, I'm not. I'm just going to say what's happening online because of like what she's done in her music and videos and shit. There's people online that are like, what about her? She a predator because in one of her videos, she was twerking on like a 10-year-old boy. Both hands on the ground.
God damn. Whoa. Wait, why? What? I mean, not that it matters, but it has to matter. Like there has to be.
What?
Why was she twerking on? Who is this 10-year-old boy?
I don't know.
Why did
you know how like
where are his parents? Why are they
probably there on set?
Why are they hanging out? Oh, on set. Is this a music video of hers?
I think it's a video.
Okay. All right. So now so many more questions.
And people were like, "You a predator? What about when she did this?"
I wonder that's what's happening. The theme of the video was like why it made sense that she would be doing this and it wouldn't be weird. I mean, clearly
could have just been a picture. I saw just a picture. I didn't see actual video, but I'm pretty sure it was a video. I don't know.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. he should not be running up on her and putting his tongue down her throat, right?
Yeah.
She should also not be twerking on 10-year-olds.
But this is the classic damn
double standard.
Not double standard, but where what he was doing comes from. They say, "Oh, well, she be out here doing this, and why can't I?" That kind of thing.
Yeah,
she asking for it. That dumb.
No, we can't. Well, we can't do that. We can't.
And there's people. I've heard that in person of people like still saying that shit. Like, they're wearing this and that, man. They asked me want to be grabbed. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, what is wrong with y'all niggas? What is really wrong with y'all?
I'll tell you what, because I don't know the percentage of women that do want to be handled that way, because there are out there, and I had one on the podcast. Remember, that was just like, there's just like, yo, if I'm out there at the club, like, grab my hand, bring me out, and then, but even when we talk about
my hand,
no, grab my hand and take me out to the floor and like
to the dance floor. Let's go dance,
right? But still, to grab someone and that's still, because you would never do that,
no,
and I would never do that. So that's still quite a
I would never find out who likes that.
That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't even know who likes that.
I'll never know.
I wouldn't know who likes that.
I'll never know.
I wouldn't know.
And I'm cool with that.
Unless they came up and told me, hey, I like this. I would know.
The risk that you're taking is it's so grave.
Oh my gosh.
It's such a grave risk.
Yeah.
To just touch someone.
Yes.
Thinking it's going to be cool. And so to be an adult rapper in the public eye and just do this. But again, as I said, he's troubled, because I saw a video of him talking and he's clearly not right.
Yeah.
He's not right.
Yeah, not right at all.
He's not right.
From what I see,
he was talking about how he wanted to commit suicide and like leave the earth, and he was like, but something telling me, and then it just quit, and then it just cuts out, and he's just flexing, talking about how he in LA, he headed to the center.
Well, that was even
get me.
Yeah, that was even crazier.
Yeah,
because like rappers be getting popped. It's even crazier. So yeah, he's definitely troubled. Definitely troubled. Slow. Looking for attention. I don't know. Very slow.
That attention, I feel like, is one of the is like one of our. It's something that I also think people will look back in the past and be like, damn, that really fucked them up. Like when people look at the crack epidemic in the 80s, like there's going to be a point where people look back and they're like, yo, well, like, look at that epidemic that took place.
They say
when everyone was just searching for attention.
They say clout is a hell of a drug. They be saying that.
Clout. Oh, that's what they're saying now. Clout is a hell of a drug.
You see that all the time. They be like, y'all do all this for clout.
Yeah, that's
like the human experience of wanting clout. That's one of the reasons why I sent that information over to another sports podcast. I was like, I don't want this on like. I don't want to be the one
like attached to you and your platform.
I don't want to be
even though them niggas invited you to be on the podcast.
Yeah. No, that was a different one.
Oh, that was a different podcast. Yeah. So the people that broke the story, that was someone completely.
Yeah, I was like, it'd be funny. They'll do it. They'll do it better than me. It'd be funny. Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be so out the way. This is such a better way of getting information than like me reading these articles and try, because I'm not going to get this.
I know.
Like it's not going to hit me the same. This is far better. Damn, man, people are so nasty out there. Yeah,
super.
It's super fucking nasty, and that's
like yesterday, the other day when you said you had the guest on. What's her name?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, May.
Yeah, and you were like, she said
she felt warm and welcome and taken care of.
Taken care of. That was a key word. Taken care of. I was like, damn.
But you have to understand. I mean, because I clearly think about this heavily, because most of the listeners are women. Most of the people that come on the podcast are women. So I'm just very, very cognizant of what the fuck is going on at all points in time. Like meeting people outside, walking them in, especially if it's dark out. Like just making sure everything that they could possibly need is it's very cool. There's just certain things you need to do socially to let them know, like, we're cool here, everything is fine, like we're chilling.
It's almost kind of like, because we talk about pendulum swinging, it's like I make sure my pendulum is swung this way. It's like when somebody goes out of their way to tell you, hey, listen, I am not racist. All right, let me tell you. It's almost like that, but you just don't be saying, like, hey, listen, I am not a creeper.
Hold on a second. Because now I got to put this, because I love him, and I got to do this. There was someone.
That'd be the funniest shit.
There was someone at Keon's job No, I gotta preface this because for the people that don't know, well, they probably do know if they've listened for long enough. Keon he's non-confrontational. He don't want no fucking problems at all with no one under any circumstances. He'll do anything he can to make that not happen.
Yeah.
He had one of his employees back when he was at the storage space that was upset with him for some reason. And they went to his boss. And when somebody goes above you to your boss, like that's just already annoying.
Yeah, it's already.
So you're already kind of on edge. His boss came to him and was like, Keon, listen, I got to talk to you about something. Like someone's got to complain about you. Immediately, the dumbest thing this nigga could have said. He was like, I hope it ain't no sexual harassment shit.
Why? Why? I hope ain't no sexual harassment shit. Why? Why is that the first?
I was like, Keon, why did you say that? Like, why did you say? He was just like, bro, like I just can't have that shit.
He's thinking.
I think he has been just so linked into Twitter and seen so many allegations over the years. Like, he was just like, not me. Yeah. Like he jumped out immediately. Was just like, I hope it ain't no sexual harassment shit. Like, what you talking about? Yeah. And they were just like, no. Like, it's not. It was just like some regular work shit or whatever. Yeah. But that shit had me crying. And yeah, sometimes you jump the gun. Mm-hmm. Now, see, I don't take it too far where now I'm being like creepily accommodating. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because now it's just,
you want some snacks?
Yeah, because I
made your seat for you.
Yeah. That's even weird. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like when you say pendulum swinging all the way on the other side, I also don't. No. Too far.
No, what I mean is like you could be. I think like for some reason if you're walking to your car at night.
Oh yeah,
that type of shit. You know, it's like I just put distance.
Yeah, for sure. I'm done walking. I'll stop walking for so long, however long it takes. Yeah. For you to pretty much get
away from me.
Oh, just away from me.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to be around you. You find some bloody gloves at our house. Maybe yeah.
It's just yeah, man. That shit is serious. Like I know it's such a tough fucking riddle or puzzle to crack. Like
yep.
Women and men working in the same space has not been a thing for that long. Like the show Mad Men that came out so long ago, that was like a great show. It was a great show for so many reasons because one, it enveloped the advertising agency, like the advertising boom. So it's like, oh fuck, that is a crazy thought. When did advertising really boom in America? Like when did that become like a real crazy thing? Mm-hmm. And it's just commercials and ads and posters and shit everywhere. Yeah. Right. That's one thing that's interesting about the show. But another thing is the fact that it was like women and men in the same industry, in the same building. And like that wasn't a huge thing before. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what happens when this fucking Goliath of an industry begins this way? And clearly you could tell that, you know, sexual harassment shit, like that wasn't even a thing back then. Like niggas was going crazy.
Imagine.
People was going like when they like in the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, a lot of money, Wolf of Wall Street.
I watched the first half of it the other day.
Bro, when they're not exaggerating.
I believe
like those stories are not exaggerated. Niggas was really living like that. So you can imagine like when this fucking industry just boomed, people was walking through doing whatever in there, talking to people, however, grabbing people. Like it was crazy.
It was crazy.
But how do you do this thing? It's HR has a tough fucking job.
Yep.
I've been to a few meetings with HR. I've talked to HR people. I've gone over like the legalities with the lawyers at the company. And I'm just in there like, fuck, your job is hard. Because things are not black and white.
Two sides.
Things are not black.
There's always this party and that party.
There has to be so much evidence involved in order for something to be black and white. Like there's got to be video, audio, like
because if you make the wrong move here, now I look crazy for this. Yeah,
it's fucking insane. So
it's a hard job to
when people go to work, especially it's I think particularly hard in America where people work very, very long days. Mm-hmm. Where people are working 8 to 10 hour days at their fucking job and you see the same motherfuckers every day at work. The same fucking people. And you know what happens? Them work goggles come on and people you would have never looked at them twice at the mall. But suddenly,
suddenly
now they looking like a nice slice of ham.
Like the cartoons, when the cartoons get hungry,
like a nice steak,
and they see the little chicken just walk past.
And what's funny is there's always like a chicken walking by with some ass and some legs, like some
the little white joke.
It's like a real feminine looking chicken,
feminine cooked chicken, or it's like a raw piece of meat that's just like
and just a raw piece of meat.
Why?
Like
I don't know.
Not even cooked.
Yeah,
a raw
T-bone.
piece of steak.
It's always a T-bone. It's always a T-bone that was just walking past.
and that happens at work. And
say,
people are going to meet people, and it's like, damn, we know that this is a natural thing, but now we're like stuck in this prism of professionalism. Like, how do you do this? How do you navigate this and try to stay respectful? I personally think
just talk to people.
That if you are respectful, you're fine.
Right.
Like, it's not going to go wrong.
Right.
That's my personal understanding of it. Like if you're just, but the question is, hold on, take the phone away from there. That might be it. Yeah. I think that has something to do with it. But if I think it's just that. Yeah. But if you, go, you gotta be wary of the way that you're talking to people, and that's why. There was a part of me that wanted to do what Will Smith did in the movie Hitch. Like I wanted real classes for a lot of men because I look at the person and I look at the deficiency that they have. I don't think you just a creepy nigga because you a nasty creepy nigga. I think I said that. Like you grew up and you didn't have the opportunities other people had. You didn't grow the same social acumen that a lot of other people did. So now when you try, you're weird. Like I could have been you. I'm just not you. So you need help finding out what is weird, what is acceptable, what's not. This is a key thing right here. I talked to my friend Lindsay about it. Men that only will compliment a woman when no one else is around. That's terrible. It's a very strange thing.
Because you don't want everybody to hear what you're about to say.
That's very strange. But waiting for someone to exactly, and it's
that's weird.
Talk to them, give them compliments, and talk to them about me even making plans. I feel like would be much better if there were other people around.
Always.
I was having this conversation with Lindsay about. Now let's see how you feel about it. You'll probably feel similarly the way I do. If you're with your family. You got your sons with you. You have your wife, your daughter with you. Your daughter is of age, right? And a gentleman of some sort was walking past, and he wants to shoot his shot at your daughter.
Bet.
Now, walk me through what bet means to you. What has to happen in order for you to not interrupt or intervene what's going on?
I wouldn't even bow out. There's nothing that really interrupt unless he was talking to me.
That's what I'm saying. This doesn't have anything to do. Because
I fuck with that more than anything because it's oh shit, he was
he's putting himself out
hiding anything.
He's not hiding.
He's just right here in front of me. He was ready to talk. Bet.
I get to see if he's bullshitting. I get to see him and he's confident enough to come and do this. And I'm also thinking about my hypothetical daughter.
Right.
And I'm thinking she's here with it. She's smart. She is perceptive. So she probably already knows how the rest of us are dealing with this. We out the way. Talk to her. If she's cool with it, then let's see where this goes.
And what would you even look like to be wait a minute now?
Yeah, hold on a second now. Are you talking to my daughter?
No.
You think that my daughter is attractive, nigga? What? And who? I'm taking myself in the situation way too seriously.
That's cooler than anything else.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no threat.
No.
I'm a grown ass man.
Oh.
We're here. There's nothing. There's no real threat. There's no real tension. Yeah. And you know what's funny is I guess I thought you're gonna think roughly the same way I do about this because you and I were just having a conversation about resisting drugs, resisting psychedelics. And I'm saying to you, damn, it's crazy to me that people would try to resist a drug of any psychedelic potency. Like, it's just not going to fucking happen. So you're going to have a terrible time doing it. And then that just falls back into regular ass reality on a day-to-day basis. Like, what are you resisting? What are you not?
Fighting it.
Right? And it's like, well, that's probably where a lot of your fucking frustration and tension comes from.
Most of the time, people are really upset at situations they can't control.
Yeah.
Because if you're mad at a situation you can control, then really you're just mad at yourself.
Boom.
If you can control
you're just frustrated with yourself. So I'm cool with that situation, and I just think that
that'd be cool. I'm more than cool with that.
I just think people they just need more lessons because you don't learn it anywhere. Like, you don't grow up. There's not like that. That communications.
They think they're learning it from somewhere.
Yeah, that's very true. But that communicate. Yeah, but it's through movies, shows,
social media,
music,
fake. It's not. It's real life.
Fuck no.
It's not how it goes down in real life. Remember that nigga? But we talked about him already. But remember that he was like, "Hey, can y'all do what did he say? Do what y'all do. Find her."
Oh, there was some guy on TikTok that was just like filming a chick. Where was he at?
The mall.
He was at the mall filming a chick at the food court, and the caption was like, "Yo, find her."
Yeah.
And people was commenting like, "Nigga, you found her.
Yeah,
she's right there. Like, you don't need to have people find her on social media, which is so wild.
Weird.
So that you can then DM her or start snapping her as if, it's just so weird. And like, what, are you going to think that she's never going to find out that you at one point in time was in the mall stalking her? Or are you going to let her know later on? How about this?
If you think your game is better online, you are trash.
For sure.
If you think your game is better,
I know a lot of people that feel that way. So yeah, they're trash.
If your game is, you'd rather be online and just go ahead and just go talk to somebody.
No, never mind.
You know what I mean? He thinks that I'll have a better chance
if I do it online,
through social media than in person. You got a lot of shit.
But if someone,
what are you going to do when she pulls up and now you're on a date?
But if someone really, really likes you though, right, and like, let's say they're in love with you. Let's say like you have now been dating them for a year, 2 years of that. Y'all are deep. I mean, not super deep, but you're deep. And then they find out. Then what's funny is it turns into like a different sort of story.
You never told them?
You never told them. I think it turns into, for a lot of people, I know this sounds, I don't think it's you, but I think a lot of people would be like, oh my God, like you went through those, like that's how you found me.
Depending on who it is.
There is I don't know what fucking percentage of women, but what I will say is that I can promise you the overwhelming demographic of people that watch the Netflix series are women. And I have personally spoken to women that feel drawn to Joe, the character. That is clearly a serial killer.
The writers they're killing it.
Weirdo. It's the writers. Maybe do the writers also score the music, or is that like the director?
Probably.
Because that matters as well. Like,
collaboration.
Because when he's doing very creepy stuff, they'll have some really sweet music playing, and it'll change everything.
Yeah.
You're like,
you see the humanity in him. All they're doing is just vocalizing his thoughts.
They're priming you, exactly.
They're just making his thoughts audible.
And he sounds like a really sweet guy.
He has a good vocabulary.
Exactly. It seems reasonable, the things he's kind of talking about to some degree.
And he's speaking the way that they used to speak in R&B songs like back in the day. They wouldn't just get right to the point.
Yeah, the innuendos.
I would just ravage you. I would just take you and I would just ravage you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll say shit like that. So like, they're like, oh. Like that's, you know what I mean?
Bro, I've had a conversation with a chick from my job, and she was like, he's just so sweet. Like, he'll do anything for her. Like, he just loves her. He's misunderstood.
Food.
And I'm like,
really? If some of these 1970s, 1980s niggas was out here.
Oh yeah. Like
they might be putting up numbers and they just not getting caught.
Oh my gosh. Like who's the guy? Ted Bundy? Yeah, like Ted Bundy. Yeah,
that's why Ted Bundy went crazy, because they were pulling up to the courthouse.
Oh my gosh. That's just so crazy to me that there's something.
But
there's something.
I wonder if they think that they'll feel comfortable and taken care of around him.
No, that's it. That is the thing.
It's like a double-sided coin.
There is this thing of like
feeling taken care of.
He loves me so much. He would kill for me. The thing is that he will also kill you.
Yeah.
That's the part that keeps getting forgotten about.
Because have you watched any Barry?
Barry?
Yeah, on HBO?
No, I haven't watched it.
You might fuck with it.
Okay.
Yeah, actually you would. Especially starting from season 1. You would fuck with Barry. But that's not a spoiler, but in the latest season, he's in trouble and his ex is like still contacting him for whatever reason, even though she shouldn't be. She's like, I feel safe with you.
Damn.
Yeah. The premise of the show is he's like an ex, like not mercenary, but like black ops. He's trying to live a normal life, but like the nigga is fucking crazy, and he be getting niggas.
That is crazy, because if you live with someone like that and you see them perform and like you're safe,
yeah,
but then they're crazy, but then you leave them, you realize just how vulnerable you are in the world and just how protected you were before. It's like
that's what's going on. You should watch Barry. You should watch Barry.
So I think that there's something in that, and it's really fucking weird that people like into that shit. It's just, but the whole point is just that we pick up these things, especially when it comes to romance, that are just not right. I think about it when you just hear pop music all the time, like when you're walking through fucking TJ Maxx or Target and you hear pop music playing, you're like, what are y'all talking? What are y'all talking about?
But hold on, but with that thought, I think that might be like in DNA, like a primal type of thing. Like I'm thinking like caveman out here putting in work, you know what I mean? Protecting like the family village. Got the shit on lock. That might just be something that's locked in. That's like
no. I think it is locked in, and I think it ought to be locked in because it makes sense to pair yourself with someone that you feel like can fucking protect you. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
Yeah. And if you feel like their actions aren't directed towards like you, then you're like, I mean,
there's a controlled monster in them.
Yeah,
that is what's sexy about people. It's and I've heard intellectuals speak about this. It's that you don't want a man that is just completely unconfrontational or has no monster inside them. Like there's something you need, that disagreeable component. You need someone to be able to rage. You need someone,
because you need to know if shit like hit the fan. Like, can you get us the fuck out? I need to know that you're capable.
99.9999999% of the time, I don't need you to be there.
No. Yeah.
But at that moment comes, I just want to know that you can turn it on. Like, will we be safe? Like, okay, if I can see that, okay, then we're cool.
Right.
All right, we're fine. Right. But knowing that person has the emotional regulation to capture that and like hold it in and just live life normally is awesome. It's awesome knowing that you have that human being around you. But but some people are just they're just too much. So yeah, man, I want to help people because I feel like the work, especially if you work at a very big place, is just with just so many. The place I work, there's over 350 people staff there. There's so many fucking. You said
something earlier about like you see them in the mall. That's like where I work. It's heavily male dominated with all the different trades in there. And they like steam fitters, and electricians, and like they got it's a lot of way more males, maybe like 10 to 20% females, women than men.
Yeah,
but and it's like every time we're walking around, like if there's like a new woman on the job somewhere, and you can just see like most guys, it's just like a good thing. I'd say a good percentage of them, maybe
good. 60, you didn't feel. I was about to say 60%. Did you feel comfortable saying the word majority or not?
It is a majority.
Okay,
like 60,
from your observations.
Yeah, from our observations are normal. And the fact that like they're not like like just oogly eyes, but then there's
but it's almost 50-50.
Yeah, but then it's like, you know, you got the ones and they're just like staring, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, is this how you act in the mall? Is this how you act like when you go out in public? Do you just be I don't think you do that. I think you're just doing that because there's just a small percentage of women here, and you gotta just like look at them.
Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, well, hold on. Oh, yeah, hold on. It starts to get deep.
What you mean?
Well, would you not expect a prisoner?
That's what it feels like.
Right. But you would.
But it's like you leave here every day and go home. You're not.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You leave here and you go home.
Yeah, but like.
So what I'm saying is you don't
you have wives. You have like family. Like you're not these outcasts.
That ain't enough.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not enough. I think for a lot of people, it truly isn't enough.
Yeah.
Though. And I don't mean this to say that those people have desires that are just outside of themselves, like they're doing too much. I think that for a lot of people, just the energy of the sex that they are interested in is just, it's good to have around, right? Like it's nice to have around. Like you can just definitely be with your wife in a log cabin somewhere. And I guess if you did that, you would also acclimate and it would just be like, yo, it's just us.
Yeah.
And like you would probably love her a whole lot more because you're not thinking about nothing else. Like there are no other possibilities in your mind. It's just us out here in the middle of the woods. But I feel like when you're in just like regular society, when you're just around them, but you see other people around, it's like it would just be nice to talk to them every now and again. Like it would just be nice to exercise that sociability with them and still have
maybe that's what it is.
And a lot of people don't have that.
Maybe they're just cheaters. Maybe they just really want to go at something. But
I think that there's room for all of these people, but there's definitely some people that are not allowed to speak to the sex that they're interested in. They are not allowed to. Not because of something in their mind. Their significant other is like, I don't like. Why are you looking at them? I said, why are you talking to them?
But it's definitely not as much as I thought it would be. There's just so many people that I'm still surprised. Look at this nigga. What's wrong with this nigga right now? I mean, again, I think where it's very seldomly seen, it would happen more, right? Or even at the gym, like you're talking about. It's either where they're wearing the least amount of clothes, or where they are least found that people are going to be looking up at them. Like, oh shit, you're here. You're never here. Right. Oh, there's a woman here. That's look at it's just something that's never there, and it happens to be something that they're attracted to. And I guess me, I'm always calculated. I'm just like, oh,
if I see an attractive person, I'm not even saying that they're like I'm not even saying that they're like only attracted. They're just there. Yeah. They're just there. Yeah.
And I'm just like, shit. Like I guess they need something to spice up this workday that much. Like.
Yeah, that too.
It's like, oh, who that?
Some people are just fucking just bored.
Like old monkey, like, who that? Like, nigga, relax. Nigga, like, calm down. They're like, God damn.
It's tough. It's tough for a lot of people out there. But yeah, I want to better the societies of like corporate environments.
I can only imagine corporate probably gets crazy.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
You know, people, they throw fucking holiday parties.
That's probably where it gets crazy.
You go to the holiday party now, there's alcohol involved.
Imagine.
So then whatever happens that night.
You think it stays there. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
We remember what you did. We remember what you did, Mark. This is Mark.
Yeah, I'll never forget when those two girls like invited me up to the room that they were staying in.
This story.
Yeah, and they were just very forthright, and they were just like, "Hey, listen,
you got the fuck out of
They said, they were like, you need to drop some dick off right now.
That's exactly what you said.
Or you need to leave." And I was like, "Yeah,
well, I'm going home."
Yeah, I was like, "I'm gonna go home."
Yeah,
it just wasn't enticing.
We were like, nope.
It wasn't enticing. Yeah,
dang.
And I was drunk,
Yeah,
popped an Adderall. I was doing like that's when I ended up like at a strip club in Maryland at the end of the night. But
you were far away from home at a crazy hour.
Still couldn't do it. Was not enticed to do so. I was like, oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave now then, because this looks crazy in here.
See you at work.
Yeah, I thought that this was actually going to be an after party. You guys, so I didn't know it was one of those after parties where it's like a lie. It's just bait to get me in here. I didn't know that. Yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Yeah, gotta help people out there. That's nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty world.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to people about like legalities, talking to a lawyer about everything that can and cannot happen to a place is so
because it's probably like the book, Kyle. You talk about they went through every little piece of living for a long. Yeah, like they probably gone through every little home. Shit, you hit me like right after you had got your position and you were in a predicament. You were just like, damn, I can't just, well, you can't have the guy fired because
for sure, sexual harassment.
It's like,
and it was like no video.
Fine line.
Yep.
It's a weird
thing.
Like, what do I do? Just separate. You work on this side. You work on that side.
But then when the story or word gets out that this even happened,
now you look bad.
Now you look bad because it's like all you did was separate them.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. So what side are you on? What you talking about? You just separated them. But you can't also
vote.
Just fire
everybody come in and vote.
Yeah, but you also can't.
We're having a blind voting.
Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's.
I had an idea.
It's tough
for corporate. Not even corporate. I said I noticed like a video. Some shit went down. It was like a warehouse job where one guy had like a pallet of things. I guess he had a store put up. Another guy had like a pallet of things, and I guess he was mad at the other guy, so he got off of his like forklift, and walked over to his shit, and like just started like destroying everything on his pallet, slamming it on the ground. Yeah, what you gonna do now? Like just fucking up his whole pile of shit. And then he went and fucked up his pile of shit. I was like, you know what? This is gonna sound crazy, but first, hear me out.
Go for it.
Imagine certain jobs where when you have a dispute, there you go to HR, sit down, okay, and you come up with the employee tension.
Okay. Like a little form. Okay.
Well, type it up, sign it. Detail what happened, what it is. Sign it. You guys agree on a round length. Okay. We box. And you have,
But the only reason why you can't do that.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Okay. But both employees have to pay a fee. That's like a percentage of weekly pay or daily pay, whatever. Fork over your pay of the day. That goes into a fund that goes for employee, parties and things.
Mm.
So if you're
so you're like putting money back into the business.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that in boxing there are weight classes for a reason.
Yeah. We're gonna have headgear. We're gonna have boxing gloves and mouthpieces.
Yeah.
Nobody's supposed to be getting knocked out.
Well, I always feel like that's good. I wonder if it's good. I don't know if it's good for women. I think that's good for men.
Could be.
I think men fight often. We got boxing gloves when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like I went to Dixon, got that for that exact reason.
Yeah.
And we started boxing, and when people started boxing, it was squashed right after.
Right after.
We boxed.
Yeah.
I boxed Justin.
Tony. I boxed Tony.
Who boxed Tony? You boxed Tony? Oh,
yeah.
right. You boxed Tony. Like, people boxed each other.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, whatever. Like, we just get back to playing the games or whatever the fuck it is we're doing. I don't got the same thing happening with women.
Possibly, maybe because it's not been introduced. I don't know. Possibly.
What, women fighting? That's been introduced. I've grown up with women fighting.
But I'm saying there might be like a bond like there that might get formed. I think it's because I feel like kind of like yin and yang. I feel like fighting is like the direct opposite energy of sex. It's like the same energy in a different form.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
don't think it's the opposite.
Not the opposite.
Right.
It's like a yin and yang.
Because the yin and yang has a little bit of each other in it.
You know what I mean? I think there's something to do with
something.
I think that's why after like a boxing fighting match, like boxers, they're just like hugging it, like damn, like that was.
Well, when we had Vince on here, Vince said that he felt, and I'd never heard it expressed this way before. I thought it was interesting that he felt like him and that guy, even though he didn't know him at all. It was one of the most truthful interactions with a human being he said he ever felt like.
Crazy.
And I felt like that was a weird way of explaining it, but it's probably accurate though.
Mm-hmm. I had this thought like last year on one of the mushroom psilocybin trips. I was like, damn, like I would fight somebody right now, but I'm not mad, angry. It's like there's like a certain exchange of energy that happens, and it's like an exchange of each other's negative energy. You push it, you up. Get that negative energy out of each other, and after that, you have a bond now.
Wow!
And it's like, damn, that was cool. Like a controlled fight. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like that would be.
Yeah.
It's like you expel that negative energy, and then it's like, oh yeah, now we have a bond to share that we did that.
Yeah, for sure. And how many people do you like touch that closely aside from
it's like
your significant other?
Almost like the opposite.
Yeah.
Of like sex in a way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because when you have somebody's nuts in your face and your fucking elbow.
Armpit and shit.
Yeah.
And fucking doing all rolling around and shit. You know what I mean? You might have a whole asshole in your face. From,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, some people will fuck with you like that. Yeah, for sure. So but
there's something to fighting like that. Like,
yeah, but then there are also times where people are disrespectful, like in the fight, right?
Yeah.
See, it has to be trained, right?
Yeah,
like
so
you have to go into it with the right intentions.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe to get into this employee program, you have like a training program that you have to go through, voluntary. Be a way to solve employee.
The thing is about those fucking guys running around on forklifts and ripping other people's pallets up and
destroying company property.
That's definitely they're taking it to another level now because they're destroying company. So now they have a problem with the company itself.
These guys just box.
In the corporate, in my sort of world, it's so wild just living your regular life, taking shrooms and shit, hanging out with normal people, having regular, normal, fleshed out, truthful conversations, and then going into a place where those things are not really encouraged. Right? Like, it's just not. Like, that's not what the business model is. Like, that's not what a business model is made for.
No.
So you go into this fucking, like, weird world where it's like all the real shit you're doing just, like, gets clamped down on. You go into this weird space where you can't really, you have to constantly be minding your P's and Q's about what you say to someone, like how you say it, because you don't know if they will take that information and I've seen it over and over again. I've seen people. Yeah. It's nasty.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where know that, you don't like, you know it's happening, but then when you see it in real time or when someone does it to you, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, you really went and told somebody that information. What? Or you went and told a lie. Right, because for whatever reason, and you're like legitimately sabotaging someone else's career. You're trying to get someone out so you can move up, or you're trying to look good to the boss. And I'm like, whoa, like this shit really happens. People really do it. And then
Guy told me that too.
And then they will come and smile in your face afterwards, because technically you're not supposed to know that they did it, right? So they come and they smile at you and they keep making these jokes. And you're like in this weird fucking pretend world where you're kind of supposed to play the game back and not let them know that you know that they just went and talk this shit. You know what I mean? So you're like both looking at each other, but there's a percentage of both of you that recognizes that you guys don't actually fuck with each other, but you're still putting up the front like you do.
That happens.
It's fucking weird.
That happens. I would think that probably does happen with women more than men.
How so? Oh, just like the hiding behind that thing, or like the cattiness of yes, I think so. But it's even and that's the thing. Then it's even weird.
Nastier with guys.
Exactly.
Way nastier with guys.
Exactly.
And then when you think about the nastiest person, it's always a guy. When you think about
someone with a nutsack,
the little connivingness, like just little sneakiest fucker.
Something about a nutsack that just makes you nastier.
Sneaky, nasty, starting to look like a little rat.
So the conversation Vamri and I were having the other day, she was like, usually when I see a group of women, I'm putting this out there. She's like, usually when I see a group of women, like literally more than like two, like my eyebrows raise a little bit. She's like, she's looking at them like, how do y'all know each other? How are y'all friends? Who are you guys to each other? And like, why are you guys together? Like, she just gets very suspicious of groups of women being together. She was like, it's very weird because for her, she finds it difficult to be around like a lot of women. Like, that's not her energy. She finds herself just meshing with men much more. She just finds them to be much more relaxed and much more able to just have like a fun time. She says there's like a neuroticism about a lot of the women she finds herself around. There's just like, they're just doing it like too much. And she's like, I don't really want to do like the girl. Like, I don't want to talk shit about men because that's not how I feel about men. Like, I don't want to play the delusional game. Like, I don't want you to start complaining to me about your life and I can't tell you what's really happening. right? Like, I don't want to do that thing with you.
I'm playing, like, I'm just...
Yeah, it was just like, oh, girl, I make fun of this all the time. Like, oh, girl, you fine. Like, you beautiful. Like, you not fat. You beautiful. You do your thing. You know what? Fuck him. He's stupid. Like, you doing all, whatever delusion that anyone likes to live inside, just feeding into that. Because there are a lot of people that just feed into that. She's not about that shit. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that, like, she just can't really get with. But if you're just a reasonable person that's relaxed and whatever, not neurotic, not just talking shit about their friends behind their back and all that sort of stuff, like, she can get with you. So she's thinking that, and she's like, I feel like just men are different. Like, I'm looking at a group of women, like, are they really friends? And I'm like, what the fuck are you?
It's a time thing.
I'm like, first of all, let me knock that theory down right now.
Tell me a time thing.
Because even if it's a group of men you're looking at, and you're looking at a group of men like, oh, they're really friends. I mean,
don't know that.
All you're doing is you're stating that men are, in your mind, more reasonable, rational, logical people, right? They're not as relational and emotional. Yeah. These are real general facts, honestly, right? So general.
Yes.
So you're thinking that the guys are being honest with each other about, like, the thing you did. Like, nigga, that was stupid. Like, because like, nigga, you stupid. What are you talking about?
No.
There is
a time thing.
Some of that. But there's also, and there is a big time element. How long have you been around that person?
Time will solve that problem. I think if it's been over like 6 or 7 years and that group is still together and they've been through those little battles and honesty, and like they've found a way to work through and mesh.
I feel like the women she's speaking about, if they're around each other for however long, they probably feel like when women get around each other, they start drinking, smoking, whatever, enjoying themselves together. Mm-hmm. I think often what comes, like, from, like, what it would be,
right?
Like what women like talking about, which is one reason why they like to listen to this podcast. They like talking about human-like things. Like, what's going on in your day? Mm-hmm. Like, what are you thinking about? How do you feel about stuff? Like, that's most of what this is. This isn't a sports podcast. This is the most sports has been talked about on this podcast.
Yeah.
This episode. Yeah. Right. And it's really not even about sports.
You know what's even funny? Now, for a side bet,
dude,
I didn't even think to be like, you know what? Let me hit up Earl and come on the podcast and tell this story. Like that, this happened like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, this was a long time ago, and I know that. This whole time, like, when he gets here,
and it was funny because I was like, that wasn't even my first thought to, like, put it like, I was like, I'm gonna just give it to another podcast, let them break this sports breaking NBA sports. Yeah, I was like, we don't need to come. Like, you don't want to be. Yeah, you didn't.
We don't need to come to this podcast.
No, you didn't want. Like, but it was great to talk. You didn't want America to come over here and be like, who the fuck? And then they dig it through. Now they call you something crazy. You know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm not worried about that. I'm so not worried about.
Yeah.
I
did have a dream that I was at like a high school basketball game. And Eric Lewis was reffing, and he just like looked up in the crowd and just like ran up and just like poked me in my forehead. Like,
that's fun.
Like, I woke up, I was like, damn.
Yeah, like, it is me. It was me. He was right.
And because he lives in Northern Virginia, probably.
Right.
I might go get some gas from Costco. He might be.
And he's there, right?
He might be like, you know what? Have a ref shirt.
All right, you're hilarious. All right. So the point I'm finishing is that for the women, I feel like they're sharing their emotions. They feel each other heavily when they meet each other. And so with your sex and fight theory, that's why when women get together, like lesbian women, they do this thing that a lot of people call U-hauling, where they move very quickly in their relationship. Yes, why? Because women are usually the ones trying to push the progress of the relationship forward. Like, maybe we should think about kids. Maybe we should think about moving in. They're usually, or like, what are we? Do we have a title? Like, even going back that far, like, they're usually the ones trying to push it. The guys are usually the ones trying to fuck, which is why when you have gay men, what happens? Right, exactly. It's just,
I don't know what happens. I don't know.
No, oh, you don't know what happens? They fuck.
Oh, I mean, besides that,
no, that's it. They fucking. So what I'm saying is, the women are trying to move shit forward. The men get together and they're like, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm gay. I get to fuck all the time now because I'm gay. I'm gay. I get to go out and fuck all the time.
That's all they do.
Oh my God. what do you think is going on? What do you think gay guys are doing when they go out?
I mean, just
they are fucking, Mikey.
Yeah, I guess
they are. If you don't know, let me tell you something. They are. What do you think? Okay, imagine this.
I didn't think it'd be more than like a normal person.
No, if a guy, a heterosexual guy, could have sex with more women, you would think that most of them would do that.
Right.
Most of them just can't do that because the girl would be like, hold on, nigga.
Yeah.
Not this one. Or you at least gonna have to put some time in. Like, you know what I mean? But if you just remove that, you just like, yeah, me too. What's up?
Damn.
That's just gay dudes just and they're just, yes.
I never would have thought of it that way.
Out there
just going crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I would have never.
And the women get together and they move in.
Moving in. Starting a relationship, family. Go.
Yep, exactly. Go. Boom, immediately, as soon as possible.
Niggas out here just like.
So what I think happens is the groups of women she's looking at, they are friends in that they know each other on a very deep emotional level. But I think that there's a lot of delusion and they're often not truthful with one another as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think often guys, because of our like kind of rudeness and disagreeableness that a lot of women don't have, like we'll be honest with each other in a lot of moments that women wouldn't be.
Cooking.
But we also miss that other thing. And so often when you say, oh, those group of guys, they're friends, it's like, yeah, but on what level are they missing the friendship? Like, do they know each other on a deep emotional level like this group of women do?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's what you're doing.
What you doing?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Keon and I starting this podcast, like we built a bond that was not there before. And we were great friends before.
Yeah.
But particularly the episode where he spoke about Jacory and not wanting to be to Jacory who his biological father was. Yeah,
when he called me after that, I was like, it was how did I put it? Unrealistic but irrational fear.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so him and I hugged and said I love you to each other for the very first time in our lives.
Yeah.
Right. And this was where my whole idea of, man, if I could turn on some gayness, I would do that. Like if I could.
I know what you mean, but I don't think you mean what you're exactly saying.
I think I mean that. What I'm saying is that if I could be.
It's not gayness though.
I'm saying if I could be interested in both sexes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're talking about if you could actually be. Like
if I could open myself up to men in that way, I feel like how could your life not get better?
Okay.
Right? Unless you're thinking about some discrimination you may run into, but I'm ready.
I mean, but it's if I could
I'm ready for whatever they got to say.
Right.
I'm ready for that.
Right.
So I would be good.
Right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is there's that connection that isn't being had amongst heterosexual men that women can have. I talked to Keon about this, like women and gay men or just or gay people in general at the clubs, when they dance together, they have a great time because they can clasp hands and dance on each other and it doesn't mean anything except for we're having a great time. Now, we don't want to do that. You don't want to touch my hand and dance with me. But
you do see some rap videos where they be doing that shit.
But would you not want that, though? I don't want it.
Like, we've done, like, but I would, guys do that shit.
Nigga, what you finna say to me right now? Mikey, no. We have not done what I'm talking about.
Okay, no, not what you're talking about.
What you talking about? You dap somebody up while you kind of dancing? It doesn't. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that there are just levels of closeness that men are just not going to usually give, and it just happens to be worse amongst black and brown men.
Yeah, because they're like, this some gay shit, nigga. Like,
but exactly, but I know white dudes are just like, damn, that's really crazy. Like a friend Nick that I had that was also on the podcast.
I remember.
When he heard that it was Keon and I's first time sharing that moment, he was like, wow.
But he was like, same time,
me and all of my friends hug each other and tell each other we love each other all the time.
Because we can run that one because of like the demographics. We know that for some reason, I don't know where it started or why, but there's like that like the no whoa. You know, I know sometimes I'll say all whoa, but like the no homo thing, or a lot of black guys make sure that they try to distance themselves from being considered gay at every cost. It's like they're like, no, nigga, that's some gay shit, nigga.
At every cost.
At every cost. But then, like, when you catch like a group of white dudes, they'll have fun and do some fucking practical jokes to each other that we look at it's like, yo, y'all are wilding.
For sure. Taking pictures with your dick on someone's forehead, like all of that.
Yeah.
I know, yes.
Like if you ask a group of white dudes, they're probably like, oh yeah, we seen all of our dicks.
Yeah.
And it's like,
for sure.
Yeah. And it's like,
you know, like he got the hog over there. Like he's got a big old dick on him. Yeah. They're very comfortable.
Yeah. But I don't know what happened. Oh, I wonder what happened. I wonder when did that come into play? I wonder.
I think that I don't know, man. I think that there's probably so many theories about it.
Because when you get into
like black men were emasculated for a long time.
When you get in the locker rooms, like football locker rooms, all that shit switches.
Yeah, it gets
and then they get real free and they start doing what they want to do. they get real free. That's all I'm gonna say. Black dudes, y'all athletic niggas, y'all know
what they want to do.
They know what I'm talking about. They get real free. There's always some funny ones that do some funny shit. Put the helmet
run around, swinging dicks around.
Yeah, put the helmet on, just run around the locker room, butt ass naked, clapping meats everywhere.
Yeah.
They get real free in that setting, which is probably why the whole, you know, when they go to prison thing, that's probably where that came from, because they probably get in there and just like, fuck it, we here now.
No.
Yeah. You was fucking booty hole on the outside.
No. I don't think that they're getting in there and like, now it's just released. Like, oh shit, like I was kind of waiting to get with one of y'all niggas, but now that we in here, we might as well.
I be hearing stories of how some, like, they'll go in there. Like, I heard like real legit stories. He's like, yeah, like, what word did he said, I didn't see little thugs turn into little hugs. Like, they just start going crazy. It's like they release something. I think also, like, maybe there's who was I talking to about this? How now he was saying that he thinks there was like some kind of agenda to make people gay, and I was like, no, I think there's more people who are just comfortable with just being who they are. Because like now, I bet you there was like the same amount then back in the day. They just weren't comfortable us coming out, but now everybody's comfortable with coming out, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, not everybody, but
not everybody, but it's definitely more encouraged.
Yeah,
you know. And I was telling them, I was like, I think the numbers are probably the same. That they were just forcing themselves to just try to live a normal lifestyle because it wasn't looked at a certain way.
That's so crazy. You know what I mean? That's so crazy.
So that people think it's like an agenda. I think it's just a money agenda. They know it sells, so they're just like, well, it sells.
It was so wild because I didn't think about it until recently. I watched a movie called The Policeman with Harry Styles in it, and he was playing like a gay dude, and like it was a gay dude a long time ago, so it really wasn't cool back then. And you know, he was trying to hide it and all this, and hide it from his wife.
He had a wife.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, because I guess it was like that sort of struggle was put in my face cinematically for the first time, maybe.
Yeah.
Or at least for the first time when I had the consciousness to really think about it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, God damn. Like, what type of courage does someone have to be in a whole community of people that hates their kind, and they're just like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna let them know like that it's me, and you're like, you are going to break out and become a pariah in front of all these people, just like, whatever, I know y'all don't fuck with this, but this is who I am, and do that. That is a very special type of person.
Yeah.
Like that is the person that walks away from the herd. They're just like, man, fuck it. Like this ain't for me. I can't live like this. I gotta do something else.
I gotta break out.
That's very, very fucking crazy
inside. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
that's probably a crazy feeling to be in. Just like
just knowing that like you fucking acting, because it's how I feel when I go to work to some degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so to just have to do that all the time.
I caught that feeling when I was with ABC, like having to have the same conversation over and over with different people gets crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
what sort of conversation are you talking about having? Like,
hey, what's going on? Because like they're in and out of the store. Hey, what's going on? Oh, the weather's this. Oh, the weather's that. Oh, it's Thursday. 2 more days till Friday. it's like when the same, and I just remember thinking, this is weird.
Yeah, it's like
This is weird, but at the same time, it felt like it wouldn't be fair to the next person to come in to not give them a conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Because like the person walking in is just trying to give me a conversation.
Right.
I'm cool with them.
Yeah.
So it would be weird for me to be like, nah, bro, I just talked to him about that, bro. Like I'm not fuck the weather, bro. I just talked to Mark about that shit, bro. Like that'd be even weirder. You know what I mean? So I just the next guy comes in, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, it is hot outside, ain't it? Damn. Yeah.
Oh, I would assume this is for me personally speaking, just for my own sanity. I would
It's like
it would force me to find new creative ways to have the same conversation.
Yeah, I definitely did that.
Like I would have to,
because as I meet the person and know the person, I would have more conversations. So I wouldn't be talking about the other shit. I'd be talking about them.
Yeah, I think that.
But for the generic customer that walks in and out, that's one every 4 or 5 people. You got to have that because you just don't know them.
Because what we're talking about is really a microcosm of life. Like you're every time you talk to someone, you are not having a brand new, fresh conversation.
With work where I'm at now, like over 500 people in there. I'm at the point now. I've been there like 3 months where I'm not having the same conversation every day. I see this guy. I know this guy does this. I know that guy does that. Hey, I know he does this.
Yeah.
Oh, he told me about this last week.
So you don't have to have any weird.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that
super mundane. Like run of the mill conversation.
That feels weird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that feels like that's a weird world for me. But I've taken myself out of that world so much, but I'm also lodged in that world because of work that it's wild to come and do this.
It's like I'm playing the game.
And then to go do that.
It's like playing the game.
Yeah, it's very, very weird.
Right? You're just like, oh, hey.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to do it forever.
No.
I don't care. Yeah, that game ain't.
No.
You know, like I was in here and I popped some shrooms the other day and I started playing Hogwarts. Now, I tried to talk about
Damn, I gotta holler at that game.
Bruh.
I gotta holler at that
game. When
game.
people ask me why, someone asked me recently, Lindsay, again, why I like to play video games. One, I hadn't played video games in a long fucking time.
I can probably guess why.
Why do you think?
Is it because you like to build the character and see where a character started and go through it and make decisions to see how you crafted that character?
Well, that's definitely a layer.
Okay.
It's definitely a layer. For me, it's just the layers of art inside of it.
Okay.
Like it's not a very difficult answer. Do people like paintings? They like fine art, like looking at paintings and stuff? Okay, cool. I'm looking at a forever changing painting. That's one thing, right? Then, do you like music? Cool. This fucking score for this.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my God. They nailed it, bro. It's so good. Like, it just puts you in this world of magic.
I mean, the movies were already like that.
Oh, my God, nigga. And you know that they wasn't going to make this game unless they made it perfect.
They probably had to run that. They probably had to run that shit past so many different people.
I don't play video games anymore.
You don't.
But I feel like I feel like even though I haven't, I have some sense that this game pushed gaming forward.
Okay. That's big for I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna start it this weekend.
Just the landscape and being able to fly through it all.
Wait, you can fly?
Nigga.
You can fly on a broom?
I didn't.
All right.
I didn't know.
Episode 160. Yo, all right, bet. Yeah.
It changed the whole game.
Damn, because when I had the game back in the day, all I wanted to do was play some goddamn Quidditch. I did everything in the game. They wouldn't let me play Quidditch. You can play that in this game. Like,
I don't know if Quidditch comes. At the beginning of the game, they tell you like it's like a whole thing in the whole like.
But I can fly a broom.
You can fly on.
All right,
and then there are 2 other things yet to unlock that you get to.
Oh, you're not. Whoa, but all right, bet.
like animals.
Oh shit!
Right, that you get to ride.
Now, how's the story? Like
it's not linked into actual like Harry movies? Potter world
because that'd be too something else.
But it's like none of those characters are in it, but it's just built within.
You're a student at that's right because I saw people making custom. You're a student at Hogwarts.
You're a student at Hogwarts. You make your own.
Oh, I'm gonna go crazy with that game because I'm gonna.
It's too much.
I'm gonna make myself a character at Hogwarts.
Mike, it's too much.
Oh,
it's too much, bro.
Oh,
it's too much.
This is about to be
you're gonna find it so hard to just do the main
because you know me, I couldn't finish Assassin's Creed.
So much fun.
I couldn't finish Grand Theft Auto because I have so much fun doing the other stuff.
So the fighting is awesome, like actual casting spells and shit like that is fucking awesome. Flying is fucking awesome. The music is awesome. The graphics are awesome. Like everything about the game, and the more and more you go through and the more they introduce, it just gets better and better and better and better. And even though it's that beautiful to me, I took those shrooms and I thought I was going to play that game and get lost in that game.
Didn't.
And I had to turn that game off because there was a ray of sunshine coming through the window. And like a fucking plant to the sun, I was like, I have to go outside.
Isn't it fire how like you think you know what you're getting ready to do when you isn't that like the funniest shit? Because I remember like last year I had like a playlist set up. I had so many different things like that I thought I was gonna do, but boy, I just wanted to go listen to the ocean. It was almost like my brain turned off because we were like on the main boardwalk strip, but not where the party was. It's just like we had a boardwalk, so there was a lot of traffic of people. It was almost like my brain turned down all that noise and I could only hear the ocean. I just stepped on the balcony. I was like, damn, I can only hear the wind in the ocean right now. I was like, this is fire.
Yeah.
Didn't care about no music. Didn't care about none
of it. Like, but all of those things that are otherwise, sometimes for some people, irresistibly captivating.
Yep.
Irresistibly. Some people are on their phones all day long, video games all day long. And for me, I've been playing this game and I'm fucking loving it. But as soon as I hit that trance, I was like, I got to go outside. Yeah. And I just went and laid in the grass in the sun for like an hour.
Yep.
I just laid in the grass and was just looking around at fucking trees and little birds chirping. I was like, fuck, I don't care to do anything else.
Right.
Like nothing else.
I'm good.
Like I had a list of things I may want to accomplish.
Right.
Just things I could have been doing. All that shit went to the waste. Like nothing else mattered.
Yeah. Because
it was just being there in the grass was all that.
It was free. You were free.
Yeah. I was free of expectations, free of responsibilities.
Like there was no checklist in your mind. Because I do that. I had that a lot. Like a checklist. Like always have like a checklist.
Nigga, I could imagine
things I needed. Boom, 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 boom.
I can only imagine what you got going on.
Now I'm at a stage where it's like I'm doing less, but the things that I'm doing them better. Yeah. Because I thought I needed to do so many different things at once.
Yeah.
So now it frees up that checklist and you're just like, damn. It's so much easier to maneuver through life, like without having to stress yourself.
I was about to say, like, did you notice a drastic like loss of stress?
I think, was I here when I told you the last time we potted? Didn't I say I had just like kind of hurt my back?
Yeah, you said you tweaked it. Like,
yeah, because that was for me
doing some dumbass pull-ups.
Yeah, that was for me trying to work extra hours at work and then rush to the gym and then jump into the workout with them and trying to like try to save as much time as possible. Yeah. So now I'll work the same hours, but now I'll go to the gym and I can just go for a run and then lift with them. I just kind of free my schedule up a little bit better and stop trying to rush and cram everything together. Yeah. And like, trying to save time here. Yeah, I was much more free.
Yeah, I was doing a whole lot of that. I used to go to the gym and it would be like 3 hours. I would go there. I would do 35 minutes of cardio, 5 minutes on the cool down, and then so it's 35 minutes. I would go lift for an hour, and then usually at the end of that lifting, there was a yoga class that was scheduled for me, and then I'd go into a fucking yoga class for an hour. Yep. Just fucking crazy. Like that was just it was so much time spent in the gym, and that's not to say that you shouldn't spend that much time in the gym. But you just have to be aware of how much time you're spending doing shit. Yeah. Like if that's who you want to be, then I guess that's what you should do. Yep. But if you don't, if there's some other things you feel like you can do, like could you work out for an hour and be okay with that? Mm-hmm. Like could you do cardio for 15, 20 minutes and then like do a light workout and be okay with that if you were consistent? Because that's more so what my shit looks like now. It's not super heavyweight, but I'm in there consistently and I'm in there for like
move your body around. I'm able to move
I'm just moving.
Slugger was saying that like last year, like he found out that like because he was going hard, he was doing the CrossFit and then doing jiu-jitsu same day. He was like trying to just really go crazy at the gym, and he learned that like when he did less workouts in a week, he worked out way better and was getting stronger. Yeah, because now he can take those 3 workouts way more serious. Yeah, and then just dial back and relax on the other ones. Like you don't have to go macho.
Nah, but I've seen people in the gym often, which is really weird now to say often, but like about to pass out. And they're usually younger boys that you could tell like they're trying to get really, really swole. So they're putting in like a lot of work. They're also in the locker rooms talking about, dude, like you're fucking swole, dude. Like you're so big. Like, yeah, I know, man. Like I've been taking this protein powder. Like you take this protein powder. Like, like I kind of switched off of that. And I'm trying to do this diet now. Like, dude, like look at your arms though, man. Like you used to be so small. Like now you're so big. I know, but I don't even feel it anymore. Like now I kind of feel small. But like when I was small, I thought I was big because I had like this arrogance. But now I'm big and I feel small. But it's just like, I don't know, man. But like my chest though. But look at my chest though.
But they're going through the same stages.
They got to go through it.
They're going through
They got to go through it.
It's funny. It's like the same path through the woods. You see, it's like I'm looking down. Oh yeah, I see you guys going the same path.
For sure.
You're learning. That's why it's probably funny for like I know parents be looking down like
for sure.
Nigga, I went through the same shit y'all niggas did. Y'all niggas think y'all doing something new.
There have been times
they're not doing nothing new
where I looked at my dad in the face and like I'll say some shit and I'll see because I do it now. Like I'll see that he'll think like all the different ways like you can try to explain this thing.
Just gotta go through it,
and then he'll just be like, yeah, it's rough. Like, like, I get it. Yeah. Like, he just lets it go.
Yep.
Because he's just like, I remember how tough that is.
Like, I be seeing that me talking to like younger guys, like the whole I see at work and stuff. I be catching myself like getting ready to try to give them, and I'm just like, I'll say it to them like, yeah, no, you gonna learn. I was like, you'll see, young man. I was like, you'll see, young man.
Calling
I call him young man on purpose. Just, even though they're like 4 years young, I'm like, yeah, you'll see. And he'll learn.
Young man.
Yeah, he'll learn.
That's crazy. I'm going to take a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Bathroom break.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah.
What, that's hilarious. Yeah. All right, back from bathroom break. What profession would do you think like you would want to do if you weren't doing what you're doing?
Ooh. Shit.
The reason I ask this is because, I mean, I don't know how often people think about this, but I hadn't had to until recently.
Yeah.
But making your career path decision based on your set of morals and like your code of ethics, that's a very interesting thing when you're thinking, does the thing I do align with my code of ethics?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if at all it does. I mean, you know what I mean? It could be like amoral and it doesn't have, you feel like it doesn't really
I can see myself doing like children's cartoon songs. I could see myself doing like sports betting.
First of all, let's go with the first one.
Yeah.
Because one, I could definitely see you doing that.
Yeah.
That's so funny because that's all you've ever done, actually. Yeah. That's why it makes so much sense. You've actually already made them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's so funny. Yeah, you just kind of like,
just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so funny how you just get into that mode. Like they're like, you just know what is appealing for a young child to listen to.
It's hilarious
because there's something.
It's repetitive. It's just
repetitive.
It's mathematics. It's just something that's repetitive and like catchy.
Oh,
yeah, like a pattern. He sent the little cartoon joint back of your face.
Oh yeah. No, hold on a second. Let's talk about. Okay, so. We used this app before for this podcast. It was to make the if anyone hasn't seen it, they should definitely go look at it. It's fucking funny as hell. But the YouTube video of me telling a story about selling windshields. And we had Big Joffrey do it for us. Shout out to him. I couldn't find his last name, so I couldn't find him on the fucking app. I tried to find him. I tried to type in Joffrey.
Like messages?
I had to delete the app and reinstall it, so it deleted all my content. Yeah.
Not even like if you go on like the desktop?
I had to delete it because
dang.
Because every time I would open it up, it just opened to a blank screen. So like I needed to.
I wonder if you search like your email deleted messages. Sent message from Upwork.
That was very smart of you. Yes. Yeah, I'm certain it's there. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find him. So I'm looking around trying to get this fucking logo made or this cover art. Earl's World now.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I'm not asking for much.
Oh.
Right? I think that I'm about to get something cool, but I'm really not asking for much. And I know everyone has to make a come up on there, And the guy that now I have hired, he's done like over 1,000 fucking jobs. No, he's had over like 5,000 hours on their work. He's done like over 400 projects. He has like a 95% grade. Like he's currently, because I can see all this stuff, he is currently working on 156 different projects for people.
He's talented to be able to do all that at once.
He's definitely talented. I was definitely a little worried about
like
time management.
How much time would you be able to?
Yeah, like, are you really going to be able to get mine done? So I had that conversation with him. It was like, hey, like, if I tell you I need it done by this day,
how many hours in a day? 8?
He said that all he would need is like 10 hours of actual working.
So if he does,
and he did what he sent to me, it sent to us in an hour and a half. That was an hour and a half work.
If he has 156 projects, let's say he works 10 hours a day at home, because it would seem easier to be at home working on a computer on and off. Let's say 10 hours a day, he can work on one project. I don't know. I don't know his work.
Bro, I'll tell you what. He's making money.
Yeah, I was going to say.
A lot of money. And that's so awesome to be an artist.
What if he's multiple people?
Oh, no, that's crazy. You can't do that. There's just not time for that.
No, I'm saying, like, what if it's like really 3 people and they're just like,
I see what you're saying. Oh, that would be
smart. Get a better rating.
That would be very smart.
Yeah.
That would be very, very smart. Yeah. You would just have to
I'm trying to think how
be cool with each other and not rock the fucking boat.
This is our guy. We're going to make it seem like he's the artist, and really it's all 3 of us collectively knocking this shit out.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Smart. Again.
Yeah.
Good job. So they... just to be able to be on there and make money the way that they do, they're so easily accessible.
Yep.
Now, again, he seems to be cool. He's sending me some sketches and stuff back that seem good, right? But that first nigga, though.
He just took the picture.
He took the picture I sent.
He made it look dumber somehow. I don't know how he made it.
I know, because I already looked stupid in the photo, and I did that on purpose.
That degree it was not to that degree. He made you look like I don't know how he did that. That's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, he put some kind of droopy filter on it to make you look like
droopy. That's a good way of putting it. It's a good way of putting what you don't want to say.
Yeah.
Droopy.
I was like, why did he do that to the picture? That's why I'm laughing, because like, why did he do that to the picture in the first place and then colorize it?
And then just threw me on some, that must have taken him. Again, the thing is that,
you know how long it took?
When I did, that's, see, man, that is what fucked me up.
That nigga 44 minutes,
bro.
If that.
But he was trying to charge me for 8 hours or 10 hours. I was like, bro, come on.
He's definitely one person.
That's the thing. I was never a prophet at this shit, but I was good in graphics class.
Yeah.
I remember the stuff that I made. And again, I shouldn't have been working for any fucking magazine, but I was making some decent shit. Had I stayed on that track, I'd be very, very good right now. I know what that took.
Yeah. You're like, I can do that.
He just threw that shit together.
Yeah. That was me with the little birthday party invitations. When I saw what she wanted to order, because you purchased that, somebody makes that, and I was like, I can make this. And then I sat down and I was like, how long will it take me to make this? I was like, it might take me about 3-4 hours. They're only charging $15. And I was like, let me pay $15. They sent that shit back.
It all depends on what you want to do.
I was like, I could do this for free. I was like, $5 an hour. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Dude, how about this? I think you can do this.
What's that?
I think you can make children's music.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm definitely about to dive into it.
I was about to say, why don't we do this?
Yeah, I'm already diving into it.
I feel like
I wrapped up. I actually just wrapped up the little Booked and Smoked too. Submit that, have that junk go out there, but I think I'm gonna do some funny shit.
He said Booked and Smoked because he makes music, guys. He's being very humble about the music that he posts.
Yeah. And I've actually put a lot of hours in this last one because I got hit for copyrights when I submitted the Boat and Smoke 2 the first time back in March. I guess they reviewed it and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of licenses for this." So I was like,
So you worked really hard to make sure that.
So remember when I was sending y'all months ago? These were like skeletons of it,
right?
Where I would strip lyrics of certain songs, take the beats of other songs, re-engineer the lyrics, master that, throw it on top of that song, and then chop it up and do shit to it.
Understood. That's very different than what you began doing when you started this.
So I'm trying to evade these. I was like, this just takes so much time for each song.
Wow.
I can just do funny shit with like kids' music.
Wow. You're such a hacker.
Yeah.
You're such a hacker. That's like what you are. Like in your core, you're a hacker. And I have a friend like you. I talk about him all the time, Uzima. Man, guys like you, there's just certain people I've come into contact with in my life, and they do a very specific thing. Like they're all very different, but they do this specific thing where life to them, and it seems like they didn't have to learn it. It seemed like it was an inherent understanding that you guys have, that life is to be manipulated. That like that you can just,
but it's the same thing you see. There's layers of things.
Yeah, no. I definitely get
patterns, and I'm like, oh, if you just kind of,
and so you, my brother Julian, my friend Willie, that's the wedding photographer now. Isaiah Cuts, like they're just, and there's just so many that I could just name. Classic LP, there are mad people I know that just decided like, I like this thing. I'm going to do this thing, and they just did it.
You know what? Yeah, with the music specifically, I don't feel like I'm making the music. I don't feel like I'm making it. It's almost like
you're curating.
Kind of like I'm curating it.
It's like a curator would do a museum. Like you don't make the art, but you are placing it together in a way that people are going to enjoy when they come in the museum and look around. Like that's a curator.
But even more so, like it's like I hear the songs in my head. Like
you hear them first.
It's like somebody's playing the song in in another room. Like I can hear it.
All right, but what are you listening to when you hear that? Or are you just like walking around in your regular day? And okay.
And I can hear it, and I'm like, I need to make that happen because it'll keep playing. Okay. It won't leave my head until I get it out. Okay. So then I'm like hearing it. It's like somebody's playing it from like the other room, and I'm just like, I can really hear it inside my head. So then I'll go home and then I'll lay down the parts of it, and I'm like, okay, I got that thought or idea, whatever that stream of consciousness. Maybe there's something that's just a stream in it, you know. I'll hear it, and I'm like, because like a lot of times I'll just like the idea will just pop, and I don't even know where it's going. Like I'm just like something's telling me to take these two songs and strip them and somehow mash them, and I'll just splay them out together, and I don't know what I'm doing. Right, and then like I'm just moving shit around, and then it just like clink, and then I'm like, oh, and then I hear it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's it, and that shit's going, and I'm like, that's what I was hearing in my head, and sometimes I'll hear it as I'm falling asleep. Okay. All right. And then I'll wake up and I'm like, what the fuck was that I was hearing? I know I heard something that sounded different.
Did you ever wake up and it got better?
Yes.
Like it got more developed?
Yeah. I can like lay down and like make it in my head as I'm going to sleep. And then I know the next time I go like approach it, I'm going to make this. Like I can hear every little single. It's like, I'm like doing it in my sleep. And then once I wake up, I just go make it like physical from what's already existed. It's weird. It's like, it's almost in a way effortless. It just takes a long time to make these little things actually happen. It's so weird. Yeah. But it's almost like that idea is just coming from somewhere. It's just like, what the fuck is that subconscious? That's just
one of the coolest things about getting older for me is that you, at least for me, increasingly have more conversations about where ideas come from. Yes. Like how they manifest, what people fucking do with them. Yeah. Like how far it traveled before it became a physical thing that people could see or whatever. Like when you said that this podcast started, and then you said in quotes, you know, back when we were just talking on cell phones. Yeah. And I just looked at Vomer because I was like, I was like, look at this nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's just very astutely put these quotes here because he knows that, did it start when we opened up the podcast on Anchor? Yeah. Like, yeah, sure. But it started way before that. It's been the whole story.
It's like the roots of it.
Yeah.
Like it grew and then like the anchor was like the little first part of the plant. And then like, you know, that shit's just growing.
It's growing.
It's wild where like shit comes from.
There's so many different people I talk to that are interested in so many different things. And like the coolest thing about it is the fact that everyone experiences that part of it when you're in that shit. Like that thing that you love doing, people start doing it so much, they build all this muscle memory for it, and it becomes effortless. It's just something that you just fucking do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like crazy to hear about in everything in life. Yeah. So it's just like for you, this is just music right now. Like that's just how it feels.
It's just like, oh. Or finding little patterns and numbers.
But you feel like and do you feel like, because you say streaming, right? Like you're a streaming channel but you're getting the signal from somewhere else, right?
It's like I can hear it being played and I'm just like, oh, I need to get on here and make that shit like a reality.
And I think the most interesting part of the conversation is when you get to what is that source? Like where, like what are we tuning into? Like what are we?
It's something.
What are we trying to angle ourselves towards to catch? You know what I mean?
And I know it's something because like there's songs, like old songs that'll just pop into my head for no reason, and they're just stuck on repeat, like random. I'm just sitting there thinking like, why am I thinking of this song? Why is this shit on repeat? I have no idea why. And then once I get it out and figure out where it went, it leaves. Then it leaves my. So it's like it's drawn up, and once I get it out, I don't even think of it. It's gone. I'm just like, damn, like it's very, very weird.
Humans are so fucking weird.
Yeah,
because that's what it seems to be, that we're just conduits to some other.
A lot of artists talk about the same shit.
I know.
Nikola Tesla said he was like, a lot of my ideas, they were just coming to me like in dreams or sleep. Like it's like something else was streaming them to me, and it was breaking down the entire idea and physics how this shit works.
Bro, Mike, you fucking going on a full-on investigation for that NBA referee, that is crazy.
Yes.
Like for that idea to pop in your head and be like, well, I mean, let's see. Like let's check it out. Like, let's see what's going on.
Let me just see.
And to just follow that.
Because I know a dead end when I see a dead end. I'm just like, oh no, there's nothing here. But then I'm like, wait, there's this, and then and I'm like, this something's like, Mike, there's something there. Keep looking. I'm like, all right. I even slept on it. I slept on it and I didn't find the Instagram shit till the next day. That's when I was like, there's nothing to this. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's not gonna be a story. And then I was like, all right, let me check out this Instagram thing. Nothing there. I'm gonna just let him have his burner. I'm not even gonna expose it. And I saw the email. I was like, damn, I gotta let these people know now.
That's so funny that you felt that way.
Yeah, I was like,
you felt like, fuck it, I'm gonna expose the truth.
That'd be cool for me to like just be able to know that I'm talking to an NBA referee that's just tweeting. I would make it a thing.
See, do you ever find it weird, or I guess what is your relationship with the fact that the world isn't super truthful? Like, what do you think about that? I don't want to say that like if you think it's wrong or it's right, but just how do you feel about the fact that all of this shit is fugazi?
I think a lot of people at the end they're trying to do what's right to them.
Yeah,
I think
theirs,
and them and theirs. It's almost like the like humans and the anthill thing. You know, you destroy the anthill to build the road. You know, it's are you evil? It wasn't
their issue yet.
Yeah, are you evil because you're making a need? I think they have a need, and the way they see it is not as bad if you put yourself in their shoes. Like the book you were reading, when instantly everybody could read each other's thoughts, and they were just like, "Oh shit, what the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah,
yeah. I think if that flashed through, I think that the regular people wouldn't even be mad at like corrupt Congress shit, because like, oh, they're just trying to build generational wealth for the rest of their families that nobody has to work and be in this shit in the first place.
Yeah,
it might come down to some shit like that.
Yeah, that and microcosm of that. If you've ever been in a leadership position, you're like, fuck.
I could feel
like
it. It's
you
like,
look up and you're like, oh no, like I understand. Like if you just share sharing all the information is a terrible fucking idea.
Yeah.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And we're talking about if you're managing a restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. You're talking about being in the government. You think just releasing all the, that doesn't make any sense. They're going to, but also with that, the niggas, they not gonna tell you a bunch of shit.
They're not. They're not.
So there's gonna be,
they're not.
There's gonna be a ton of shit going on, and that's on that level. That's crazy. But that's how it goes, though. You're just going to realize that it's different when you up there making those types of decisions. Like it's a different pressure.
It is.
It's a different nigga. I couldn't.
Man, what?
Mikey.
Yeah, man, what?
Mikey.
Man. They're probably like,
imagine someone coming to you and being like,
yeah,
they said they're gonna bomb us in the next 8 hours if you do not answer their question or get to them with XYZ. Like imagine someone coming to you and being like, sir, what would you like to do? Oh my gosh. That's why they say all of them go in there like looking nice and then they come out looking like shit.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like Obama, like I think he kind of came out looking all right, but he was completely gray.
Yeah.
Like that level of fucking stress.
I see that with like the people I work with, like
you don't think that it's very interesting to want to be the president of the United States of America?
I think it's
you don't think that that's like a wild ambition?
Depending on what age that you want to do this, like depending on how far you are into this,
okay,
I think says a lot. Like I'm adamant. I personally believe that I don't think Trump wanted to be president once he won president. I think he wanted to just win it, but not be it. I think once he got into it, he was like, "Fuck, I got to be president."
Yeah,
I think he ended up, he did it. But like there was certain interviews like right around after the election where he did not look happy. He was just kind of like, "Yep, we won." I think he was realizing like, "Oh shit, I'm about to be a president for 4 years." And I think that like an older person like Joe and them, Joe Biden, it's kind of like he's approached like, "Yo, we need you to be president, brother. We need you to do it." I think at a certain age, like I don't think there's anybody winning president that's like ambitious, like I got to be president. I have to do it.
Oh, that's funny.
I have to do it.
Well, I think that we just got into a fucking wild ass election, the past one. But no, I think that
there's people who run.
Obama was that person. I think what's her name? Tulsi Gabbard. She's one of those.
But I mean, like the people who like, well, once you win it, but you saw what happened to Obama. What he looked like. I think that he was like, I got to stay president for the next 8 years. It's a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's why that nigga was playing basketball as much as he could and shit.
Yeah, out there smoking weed.
Stay cool and stay young.
Out there smoking weed and playing basketball. he brought that shit back to the roots. All right?
Trying to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
They fucking walk you in there. One day you're a civilian.
Mm-hmm.
The next day they're coming to you with all of this information.
Yeah.
All this classified information.
Yeah. And a lot of it, you don't get classified on a lot of it.
Right, exactly. But just the amount that you do, though.
So you kind of know that, wait, like, you realize that, like, me president isn't, like, me in charge.
No.
I'm, like, president. I'm just, like, in front of that camera.
Bro, I tell people this all the time in my place. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm not the boss here. I got a boss right here. He's got a boss right there. They got a boss up there.
Yeah.
Sometimes y'all see this boss, and then that boss is the owner. Guess what? That owner got investors.
Exactly.
That's their boss.
You see what I'm saying?
And all of these people that come in here are ultimately all of our bosses.
Yeah.
Right? Because without them, they don't drive it. So it just expands and expands. And you understand that.
It's like, damn.
You understand that if you go up in leadership, like I have, and there's so much more information I'm privy to now that I just was not. It's a whole different world being in there because I have so much more information.
You realize that, like, oh, motherfuckers be having shit like, they be carrying weight.
Oh, people definitely carry some weight. I've had to carry some weight, dude.
Yeah, you're like, fuck.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to carry some weight. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna tell you that one off here.
And you can see why, like, some of them would be really cracking under pressure. They just be angry and mad because it's like they can't carry that weight.
Yeah, because some people are just they're not built for that. They're not built for that. Because there's just some things again that question that you question ethics. And you question like what's going on. You just start looking around. You're like, oh fuck, like this is what the business is. Like, damn, like this sort of stuff can happen
at that little level. So you know, like, when you go up to another level, that shit gets crazy. And
all this information I have bestows upon me the awareness of how much I don't have. Like, what else?
That story of the Congress that get that pissed off because they're like, wait, some of this shit might be like going down and we're in this position and we didn't know about this shit. They're like, what the fuck is going on out here?
Yeah.
And niggas were shaking and crying like, ooh.
Oh, you said that was because they watched what?
They were supposedly taken in and shown like crafts and footage of stuff from way back in the day.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, like, damn.
And it was that convincing.
Yeah, and they were like, damn, us little congressmen, like, we don't really know what the fuck's going on. They don't tell us shit. Like, there's like a division that's been shielded.
And you're sitting up there high and mighty thinking that you're really making them decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah. Like, you don't know shit.
Yeah. And it sucks because they're normal people and they think it's, they think it's all, we know the secret. Nah, y'all niggas don't know.
That's what's so funny to me about this day and age where people become experts on things so fast. Like when people get online and they read a couple articles or some shit and now they know everything. Watch a couple YouTubes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get a couple hours under their belt. Yeah. And I'll even tell them, I'll even give them that they probably have 3 or 4 hours of YouTube footage that they've watched under their belt.
Yeah.
Still, that doesn't make you an expert. But people, this was something that was highlighted in Don't Look Up that I thought was like really, really cool, but they did it in a really small span of time.
Yeah.
Was there would be so many people talking about, oh, like, what's that in the sky? And I think there was a black dude that said, oh, that's one of those, blah, blah, blah. Like, I used to work on those back in the day. Like, it was, it was just such a good showing of how little we fucking know about anything, but how much we love to
act
talk like we know everything.
That's why I love saying it. I don't know. I love saying it.
I love it.
I love being proven wrong, and I love because you're learning. At that point, I love learning. Bro,
you just gotta let go of that shit. Please. Like you don't have to be it. You don't have to be the idea.
No. Right.
You don't have to be the idea.
It's not you. Yeah.
It's not you. But people be on that shit. People adopt that shit heavy and they take it very, very serious, whatever it is. Very, very fucking serious. The fucking ideas, man. Ideologies.
Yeah, bro.
But it's crazy. But people, they fight hard for it. People really fight. People kill people over these ideas.
I think it's because they just don't want to be wrong. My thing is like, I'm always thinking, what if I am wrong? That's why I'm so open to being, because I'm like, well, if I am wrong, let me not put all my chips in this basket.
Yeah. Like if I'm not wrong, like wouldn't it be interesting if I was wrong? Like wouldn't it be very interesting?
That's how I end up doing, like going farther into shit. Because what if I'm wrong about this shit?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Like, what if I am? Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
Because I thought differently this whole time?
Yeah. Like remember I think we said it like years ago, like probably like 2013, 14, we were kind of just getting into like the consciousness thinking shit.
2013, 2014-ish
era.
So we're
14, 15, right around.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I know.
Well, I am just crazy. I was like, because I was always we said that, like we were talking about consciousness and dreams. And I'm like, what if it was just crazy? Like, thinking that consciousness is separated from this,
I think for a long time I was very like ultra aware of myself, especially engaging with other people, like looking at myself a lot and just making sure that I was responding to things appropriately to what I thought was appropriate, whatever the fuck. And at some point in time, I was able to get out of that. First of all, I mean, I feel like the key really is getting out of that and kind of being in this flow state where you're just being genuine. Like you have completely genuine responses to what's happening.
Yep.
Like you don't have to smile if like you don't feel like a smile is warranted.
Especially like you said at work, how you be doing it.
Yeah, like we don't even really have to have pleasantries if this isn't a pleasant thing.
Right.
Like, you know, like we can just exist.
Right.
I'm totally fine with it, like being silent or whatever it is we have to do, like we have to accomplish. Like we can come together and talk about that. But like outside of that, like we don't have to. I've famously told somebody, listen, we don't have to do this,
and it comes off as cold. But you're just like,
yeah. I was just like, well, listen. I at that point in time, I was not in the position I'm in, and I was just like, listen, I know that you've talked some shit about me. Right, and I don't particularly like you either.
Yeah.
So like I'm out here on a smoke break at this point in time. It's just you and I out here. Like you don't have to try to start up a conversation while we sit on this bench. Like I'm not.
We don't have to do.
Like we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going with all that. Yeah. What were we talking about?
The pleasantry.
No, we were talking about aliens. We were talking about extraterrestrials. We were talking about government. Damn, I forgot where we were going.
Oh, you're making a point about like not having to like do like.
Oh well, I mean, that's all that point is. But I felt like I was linking that into something else that we were talking about prior. Yeah, but I forgot where we were going with that. But I definitely do believe in that though. I believe that like that is just it makes all the difference in the world. Oh, that's what I was saying. We were talking about. Like that sort of consciousness and like knowing yourself amongst like, you know, other people. I don't often think about those things anymore.
Right.
So like I've lost some sense of myself in that way. So I don't really know. I don't really think too often about what people are seeing when they see me and, you know, thinking about when I talk about stuff. But I feel like that is a huge difference between the person that does and does not do that thing.
Yes.
Right? Like that is a huge difference in your whole quality of life. It's a huge thing. It changes the way that you go about social interaction. Like you can experience so much more of someone else if you're not so worried about yourself whilst you're supposed to be experiencing them.
Yep.
Right? So I think that this whole ideology thing where people just get super sucked into ideas and like they just fight really hard, it's just like that's a really, really tough thing to deal with, right? To feel like these things are ingrained in you, like it couldn't be different. Like that is you. I feel like that causes so much friction because there's so much resistance. Because what about when times change? And like, what if you're right now?
Right.
But what if time changes circumstances and you're wrong a week from now?
Yeah.
Like, or you just gain more information and you just realize that you were just very off the whole time. Like, what is... You don't want to, you don't want to course correct. Like you just want to stay there. It's very interesting to me. I guess at the end of the day, it's all about just wanting connection and wanting to feel like you have some bearing. Like without it,
this is my thing.
Yeah. Well, without it, you feel like you're just floating. You just feel like life doesn't mean it. Like you don't know who you, like, what do you mean? Or I'm not like my illusion, like myself is an illusion. Like what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Like that could very well throw somebody into a fucking psychotic break. Like what are you like trying to think about that?
There's a pod that,
like what the fuck are you talking about?
The Stuff You Should Know guys that just did podcast on reality. And they're not like, they're not, I'm not going to say not open-minded. I'm going to say they're not like really into like the
feel part of it.
They're not into like the what if category of things.
Oh, okay.
Because their podcast is stuff you should know. It's very fact.
So they're not trying to theorize.
They're very fact based.
Yeah.
So for them to get into that was really interesting because like you could see it was really poking their minds around based off of facts of studies and certain things on how the brain actually works. It was a whole podcast on what is reality, like
right.
What are we experiencing? It was like we really are experiencing could be nothing. And our brain is what decides to form like table, MacBook, bottles, microphones. Like your brain decides I need all of this here right now in my survival, when there could be a bunch of other shit going around. It's just nonsense. Your brain's kind of like...
The weirdness about being a human is the fact that we all agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like that we all do see and hear and smell and taste a lot of the same things. But then where the variability is crazy. Like people that have certain senses for certain things, that's when shit gets crazy.
Intuition. Intuition's crazy.
Like when some people are just good with their gut, like they just kind of swim through life, like they're just good with stuff.
Oh man.
And then some people find themselves just tense and frustrated, but it's weird where the variability is and all that.
Like UV light. Like we don't see UV light. We know it exists, we know it's there, but for whatever reason our brain's just like we don't need that information, even though it can cook us when you go outside. For whatever reason, it's like shit like that.
Right.
So they're like, the brain decides reality.
Yeah. And then even just the augmentation of pattern seeking and deciphering. Like chess masters, like grandmasters.
I wonder how they,
that's how they start to develop their game. Like they learn all the moves and they watch all the old film and stuff like that. Like Magnus Carlsen. But at a certain point in time, and this is what's just fucking crazy, because I'm clearly nowhere near there, but just trying to conceptualize this. They're like, these niggas have played so many matches that they have seen so many movements. You've seen how fast they can play. They just move them because like they feel like they can feel the game go. Like they've seen so many patterns. It's just like, oh, I know what that is. But as soon as they're just slamming the fucking pieces down, and they've seen that formation before. They've seen that. And then it's not until things start to, get into the mid game where pieces start to get taken away, and then they have to start making more calculated decisions.
Matter of fact.
But they're just following patterns. They're just making patterns that they've seen before. It's fucking crazy.
Let me ask you this. This is kind of on topic. This was on like Twitter like a year ago. Who do you think would win in a game of chess? A future seer or a mind reader?
Oh, that's so funny. That's definitely a chicken before the egg thing. Like it's just because it's just who gets there first. Like who starts their power first.
Like there was people arguing both sides. Like
it's whoever. Well, one, I would sort of imagine that the mind reader can read a mind like on command. I feel like to see the future. When you look, I'd have to ask this question. When you look into the future, how long do you have to sit and wait? Like, can you look into the future like that's a raven and like you get whole glimpse in like a second?
I'm guessing they can just look into
because if you can do that, then that makes it more interesting. Because if you don't have to take time looking into the future and like watching something play out.
Who's winning that game of chess?
I feel like the mind. Well, is it speech? Is it speed chess?
I don't think so. I think it's just chess. Like just.
Oh well, then that also changes stuff. I say that because if it's speed chess and you have to go fast, I still think that the person that is doing the mind reading, like they have to do more work because they have to go inside your mind and like look at what it is you're doing, and then go move. Whereas you're literally looking at the thing. Like I'm assuming you're looking at the future behind your eye, like you see it. Just as you see the chessboard. Like you're looking into these two worlds pretty much. So you can make quicker decisions. So if it's speed chess, I think it's the person that can see in the future. If it's regular chess, that's going to be the mind reader. I think the mind reader over time.
I thought mind reader only because like the mind reader is going to read the mind of the person seeing the future. I can not have both powers. I can read your mind and see the future because you're looking into the future. And at the same time, if you're seeing the future, you might just see a future where you getting your ass whooped every time. They might just be like, damn, no matter which move I make, he's gonna whoop me. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
but there are people who are making arguments for both sides.
Yeah, and there's no way, because just like That's So Raven or any fucking time jumping movie, they always say that fucking with time like fucks with everything. Yeah. So it's like if you were to even try to fuck up what you saw happening in the future, all you're gonna do is make it happen.
Right.
Or it fucks yeah.
That's a funny
There's
one.
like no way out of that.
Yeah.
What were us talking? See, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Us talking about like we know some shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, was the full don't look up thing, and like people just that's so crazy to me.
Yep.
Like we don't know, we just don't know so much.
Right.
But what we have downloaded and what we have access to seems like so much. Mm-hmm. It's hard to conceptualize that we don't know so much. And we just talk like we know it all.
I just know
so
that because
crazy.
Driving like 45 minutes away, there's so much undeveloped land on the way out.
Right.
And you're just like, yo, Earth big as shit. There could be so much shit on this planet, bro.
That's what I was telling May on the last episode was,
it's crazy.
I was like, when people travel and they say that they have these perspective expanding, experiences, which I believe they do, because I believe that like seeing other things and just experiencing other things does widen your scope on stuff. It just has a natural effect of doing that, just being exposed to other things.
Yep.
That's why I like talking to people so much, because I was telling her it's a version of that for me.
I see
where like you talk to so many people, but so many people are in so many different places doing so many different things, and you're experiencing yourself expand. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's happening
in your scope
every time you have a, you know what I mean? Like a real discussion with someone, like you're experiencing something else.
Yep.
And so it's the same thing. It's so crazy to me though. Like that's why I fucking love doing this thing. I feel like it does the same thing. And I've talked to people before, and I've told them, like, if you did want to make friends or just have cool conversations with people, you should definitely make a podcast. 1000%. Because it's the weirdest superpower if that is your objective.
I feel you.
Because no one wants to just go meet some dude without a podcast. If your friend, all these people these people that have just pulled up to my house,
they're just like, yeah, my friend recommended this.
And none of them would have just pulled up if the friend was just like, hey, go to my friend's house.
We want to play chess.
Yeah, go to my.
we want to play chess over there.
Yeah, are you gonna be there? No, it's just y'all two.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. But hey, go talk to my friend. He's got a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, send me the link. Yeah, of course. It's a hack.
Yeah.
It's a hack. Like if that is your objective, it's a hack. It's just, there's none here but a light and some microphone. We're just having a conversation, but it's a hack if that's your thing. And it's changed my perspective on stuff. So it's been so nurturing. That's the word for it. Like this whole time.
See it.
Yeah. It's fucking.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to go crazy.
No, I'm definitely happy about this place.
This show's going to go crazy.
I'm definitely happy about this place.
Yep.
Making a place specifically for this, but to make it fun too. It feels so different to be in here than it did to be in that living room in that apartment.
Of course.
Of course. It was just so different.
But being in the living room in the apartment felt so much crazier than just being on the phone and on FaceTime and on Zoom. Like that's like, you know what I mean? Like this. Remember
the levels. You
be thinking like, you think you're doing it, and then you step up and you're like, dang, we said it. We said we were gonna look back on those pods and think at one point you thought you was doing it, and now to you it's like, man, I thought I was doing it. No, now I'm doing it.
Yeah. I definitely.
It's gonna be another step.
Oh, for sure.
It's gonna be. You're gonna be like, I thought in that room I was doing it. Now look, bro, I'm telling you, shit crazy.
I thought
I was doing it. That's the best part. When you look back, you be like, damn, I thought I was doing it. Because it's just humbling. It's just thought I was doing it.
Hey, remember when I was singing on that guitar, nigga?
Hey, but you had gigs.
I thought I was doing it.
Wasn't it?
I was not doing it. That shit was not good, nigga. That shit was not good at all.
It just sounds so funny.
It was so terrible, man. But I loved doing it so much. It was so much fun.
Well,
I thought I was gonna be Black John Mayer.
Yeah.
Oh man. But now this shit is cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate thing. And this has been bred inside of me.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid,
yeah,
I probably could have told you I can just talk to people.
That's
like can I can
just talk to people?
I can do that. Like people just come over and just hang out and we can just chat. I don't really. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Just fucking meet people that, and that's because Lindsay had asked me. You know, she was like, "Why are we doing this?"
Yeah.
And I was saying that there's so many answers that like I didn't start with. But like after you started, then more answers start to show themselves to you, like as to why this is a cool thing.
Right.
I've learned so much from so many people that have come on here, and I would have otherwise not had a real conversation with them. Like Vince Blaze.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Awesome conversations. We can't say that I would have. I haven't been back to that gym, so I probably would have never had those conversations I had with him. Sluggo, I wouldn't have had that conversation with him. Mikhail and Sil, I probably wouldn't have been, maybe on the hike, but we wouldn't have been having that sort of conversation. Literally, most of these people are Ayele, Jess, we'd see each other now and again, but like all her friends that have come on, like Rachel and Emily, maybe we would have talked.
She said it on her episode. That there's a list. I already shared it, but you probably forgot. But like months ago, I have the list of every guest.
Oh, really?
Every episode has a guest. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's hilarious. Yeah. Why do you have that?
I just knew one day we'd need it. So one day I sat down and I went through and I made the list of the episode number guest.
That is so funny.
I probably have to update over the past like 10, 15 pods, but yeah, I got the list.
Oh yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, I might want that list just to look at it.
Yeah.
And just kind of see, like,
oh, I remember that episode.
Like where people came and why they came in the order that they did.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, man. So it's like I've traveled to a lot of different places.
Right.
Doing that when you're really trying to pay attention to someone, and you're letting them take you on a ride through their mind as they express themselves to you. Like but you got to let that shit happen. But if you can, then you're like traveling in some other space.
Oh,
yeah. Like it's crazy.
That's why I told you, that's why I be having fun talking to like the homeless people and the fiends.
Oh, right.
Because I know they're like big kids to me.
Yeah.
Because they're very unfiltered. They're going to tell you what's really on their mind. They're not going to hide like the thought. They're telling you like their thought. That's why I fuck with it. They're just telling you.
And see, and that's the thing. See, if you were to have that job creating children's music and like you could be honest in that. Like there's no, like you don't have to question your morals as you make these songs.
Because the songs are just going to be
they're going to be great. Yeah. There's just going to be great things for children to listen to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's so necessary for some people more than others when thinking about a career path. I think some people don't think about it and it's just like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. And they just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And for other people, it's like, wait a minute. Like, wait, I think I might need to create another way out of this because I can't. I can't do like when you go somewhere,
you feel it. You just know it. This is not it.
Yeah, like when you work hard to uphold certain like noble principles, right, and standards, and then you go to a place where you're not where it's not encouraged necessarily. Like those things in full are not encouraged. Now I understand that this is a very first world problem I'm talking about right now of just like, oh, nigga, like, because I'm complaining about good work, right? Like, so
make them,
you know what I mean? Like, I get that,
I mean, but it just is what it is.
But it is what
I am where I am. Like, I don't live over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Like, sorry.
I don't live over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I'm not in the hood. Yeah. I'm not, in the forest somewhere. I'm not in the dirt. Like I'm not.
Go back to the hood and fight your way.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But you really do gotta fight your way out of the hoods. Like you gotta find a way out of them shits. Yeah. Nah, man. Like I didn't grow up in that. So listen, I've been blessed. Huh. I've been highly favored. But that gives me a certain perspective, and that perspective is I'd much rather shoot for something where I could be as honest and as just free as I want to be.
Right.
Like that's the goal. Like, so for me, there's nothing better than that.
Right.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, like there's nothing better than
learning along the way, expanding, it's everything.
Yeah. And just knowing.
Because you do pattern and logic solving too.
Oh.
But with people more. And situations.
And that's why I brought that up, that it's so interesting that no matter what your thing is, like you just get in this flow of doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there are painters that can just pull up some acrylics and just start going. I see that
shit. I'm like, bro.
And it's like,
how do you figure out you could do that?
That's so crazy.
I seen dude like upside down painting, but it like blindfolded. I'm like,
right. Yeah. I remember seeing a girl shoot a flaming arrow like through and hit a bullseye at a target that was like like 20 yards away, and she did it just with her feet.
Yeah, I seen that same video.
She did it with her feet. She pulled the arrow back with her foot. And she was
crazy.
And she was doing a handstand while she did it.
So she's doing one skill that like I can't even do the handstand.
And bent over and then bent her legs backwards like a scorpion, pulled the fucking arrow back, shot it in bullseye.
Yeah.
Like 20 yards out. It's like, what are you doing?
What are we talking about?
Like, what are you doing?
I don't like she deserves a gold medal. The Olympics need to just look at her and be like, yeah, it got sent or something.
It's crazy. Like, did you just start as a gymnast? Are you an archer? Like, why did you put it?
Because so many different skills.
Who told you to put the bow in your feet?
Yeah.
Like, what was the first time?
Were you just so good at regular bow that you're just like, nah, I need challenge now. I'm going to the feet. Like, you had to be. You had to be so nice with the hands that they're like, yeah, I need challenge.
No, I'm going with the feet.
Imagine if you were like racing somebody the bow and they just start using feet. I'd be like, oh, okay.
But it's just so crazy. Man, I was talking to someone about, there were a few things. One of them I've spoken about on here, which was the wall climbing, like the rock climbing.
Yeah.
And how you have big ass brutes in there just trying to use all strength. And then you have people that are like beautiful ballerinas going up it. And I was talking to someone that is like rides equestrian, like it has been for like their entire life, owns a horse. And they were talking about these riders that they look up to and why they do. And how there's some that are like really, really aggressive riders. And then again, ones that just like stay in a certain pocket and they're wildly elegant and they just kind of dance through. And like in their jumpers and their dancers, they make these horses do all sorts of wild shit.
Yeah.
And then there was another girl, a part of the conversation, and she played, or no, she doesn't play it, but she loves hockey.
Oh.
And so she was talking about different niggas like Wayne Gretzky and whoever fucking else. And she was talking about people like certain people are cutting ice in the way they go in. And I'm like, bro, it's just everywhere. Like everything has this beauty and this elegance and then this resistance and more brute way of doing it and everything in between. And this flow state that people come into after so many hours of doing it, that you just start to see the patterns and you can just make moves and you have a completely different like field of vision.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like fucking Tom Brady and those guys, when they first started making the Madden games where like you had a sight vision or whatever.
Yeah. And that jump was the whole field.
Yeah. And like Tom Brady's just covered the whole field so you could throw within that range.
Yeah.
Some people just got different. Like when they talk about Kyrie, what do they say that Kyrie they talk about like that? It just has like floor. Yeah. That just has like a sight of the floor. Is that more so Paul George?
Probably Kyrie. And LeBron too. Like,
that just have like sight of the floor that make crazy fucking passes. Yeah, LeBron's definitely one of those. I've seen those passes. Like Duty showed me like a top 10 LeBron passes of the year or whatever. They're fucking crazy. Yeah, so it's just wild that it permeates through everything in life. Mm-hmm. It seems like it is life. Like Like if it does permeate everything through life, then that's life. That's life.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yep.
And we're just trying to catch a wave every now and again. Just try to catch a wave. Just try to open yourself to catching more waves and more waves.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's the one. What we got?
Where we at? 3?
Oh.
That's 3 of them things. We good to go?
I already know. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, this has been the true episode 169.
Bet.
I love everybody that's listening. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Love everybody that listens to this. I really, really appreciate every second listen to this podcast. Shout out to Singapore. Yeah. I see you. Shout out to, that's just very, very cool. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you like about this, but shout out to you. I would love to have a conversation with them. I would love to have the conversation with this person in Germany. I want to know why you listen. I want to talk to this person from the UK.
Right.
Like, what are y'all listening to? Like, what's on your mind? Why do you click this thing? Because you don't know me. Some of you in Florida, like, what's on your minds? Like, I'd love to speak to any of these people. If they could reach out, if they could find a way to reach out, that'd be awesome. But I love everybody that listens to this. This is so much fucking fun. Oh my God, this is so much more fun. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep dropping these.
That's all this is gonna do is turn up.
Woo! All right. Thank you, everybody.
All it's gonna do is turn up, bro. I'm telling you.